They're getting
ready. Live. Go ahead.
Hi, this is Mike Ferguson. We're live in Dunkirk, New York, as we get ready for Dunkirk Marauders and the Burgard Bulldogs. I'm with head coach Jason Kolb. Coach, welcome to Dunkirk.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
What can we expect tonight? We know that you've got some players that are sidelined this week.
Yeah, we have a few guys that were sidelined due to some disciplinary reasons and stuff like that. So, we'll have a short staff on the bench, but the guys that we have out here are good players. So hopefully, we put on a decent football game here.
What do you feel your strengths have been this year? Right now, you're 2-2 in league.
Yeah, we're 2-2 in league. We had some flat tires along the way and stuff like that. Especially second half. Of Fredonia last week, we thought we had that one in the bag, but after halftime, kids didn't come out to play and execute well, and Fredonia did. So I think this week we just got to contain the offensive weapons that Dunkirk possesses, and I think that we have some good receivers and backs. We'll try to open up some holes and throw some passes on them and see how that goes.
What's been your biggest strength throughout the season?
Well, we have good leadership out of our quarterback and stuff like that, and we have some good wide receivers as well. Our defense is coming around, which is really nice. We early in the season we took a loss to Newfane and stuff, but those are early games playing on a Thursday night, in week 2. So, other than that, we played a tough Albion team, again down in their place on a Saturday, late Saturday night at 7:00. So, those things are fine. But our kids are usually a Friday night team or a Saturday morning. So hopefully we're ready to play a football game here.
There you go. You're on the lights and beautiful field here in Dunkirk. Coach, good luck to you tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Good luck.
We'll be back in just a little bit with Greg.
Can you hear me now? Can you got me? Okay, we're going to tape. Yeah, good. So, Greg Krause here with Tim Kekemar. Tim is the JV coach as well as special teams for the varsity. Tim, you had a nice win yesterday. Tell us a little bit about the experience of going to the city.
We had a good game. We won 28-18. We started out strong and 20-0, and had a little difficulties in the second half, but we pulled it back together with a long drive in the fourth, and it was actually a Dunkirk drive. It was a 7-minute drive, and we ended up scoring, and it sealed the win for us. Now,
again, how was the? Where did you play? Did you play at All High?
No, we played at Riverside.
Okay. So yeah, it is always it always amuses me, the whole experience in Buffalo, and I was up there for a few years doing it. So you're playing in parks, you're here and there. Although Riverside is much nicer than it used to be.
Oh, it was a very nice stadium, really nice facility. The kids actually loved playing there.
Yeah. Now, how about tonight? We got a you're trying to stay undefeated, getting ready for a big game next week. How do you keep the kids focused? Fredonia beat them last week pretty handily. You're like opponents. It looks like okay, we should be okay, but you certainly don't want to get trapped.
Correct. We just try to keep them focused and make them realize that every week we have to get better and just execute on every single play and play our football.
How about special teams? Now, a little bit. The kickoff. We sit up there and marvel over this kickoff off the ground, but it seems to work most of the time.
Yeah, if we can't get it into the end zone, we like kind of putting it in a situation so we could take the return game away from their stronger returners, and we've been pretty successful with it this year.
Still can't get an extra point out of us, huh?
We have something different this week. We have a different holder and a different snapper, so hopefully that will help us out a little bit.
Gotcha. So we might see a kick?
Yes, probably so. Hopefully so.
All right. Well, thanks. And, great job. Team's looking good. Like I said, we're just want to make sure that everybody's focused, right? I mean, that's got coming over. We were talking about how, look at what the Bills did to the Vikings kind of thing,
Well, and definitely you can't overlook Burgard thinking about Fredonia. So we have to take care of business tonight, and then we'll worry about Fredonia starting tomorrow.
One of the things that keeps you focused, I think, or you could talk about, is that even though Burgard doesn't have the great record as awesome game, they got great athletes.
Oh, they have athletes that are fast, strong, and can really get up and down the football field. If they get an opening, they could go the distance at any time.
Yeah, so it is that, we just got to make sure we keep them in front of us.
Yep, play fundamentally sound football.
All right, thanks, Tim. Good luck today. All right.
Umpire is Len Camella. Mike Anderson.
Mike Anderson?
Yep.
And Bruce Rel.
Umpire is Len Camella.
Yep.
Headline is Zach. Zach, what's your last name? Cool, I believe, or something like that.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, he's pretty much. I don't think we have a chance.
Program and they go, Greg took them. I go, you don't make copies, you gotta.
Oh, homecoming was last week. Play besides the next one, they haven't played a game.
Well, I came back from court today and I was down around 20. Back from Dunkirk, and they were lying in the field, and I'm telling you, these guys looked like they were knee-high with mud.
Oh, it was terrible. I was on the field. I was on the field this morning at about 10:30 to build the field house. Press box is camera on the top of the board. It's too weak and shaky and blah blah blah. So we had to build a platform. So I went out today and bought a frickin' piece of wood at Home Depot. 6x6s, and it ain't falling. When I walked through, I know everything is.
I wish I.
They've never been all Catholic or all Western New York to play in turf.
Paper that you keep them as you go. Nobody that's keeping them. I mean, it's no season, but it is that bad. I mean, it is. I mean, I'll keep them. I'll give you my unofficial number.
Yeah.
But Tim, do you produce stats at the end of the game, or is it days away? So there's your guy right there. He's observer looking for it. Okay. How do you get? How'd you get the beat? No. Yes, we'll get it to you. We'll get you the lineup, and we'll get you the Burgard lineup, and we'll get you the refs. I'll tell Gabe. We'll get you the. How about now? Does that work? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. No? How about now? Yeah. Yeah, we have Burgard's lineup as well. We'll make a copy of that for you, and we got the officials. So we'll bring that all up. Yeah, they need it.
Very nice people. Yep.
As a rule.
Now, Red Raiders are talking.
You get Frank needs it to do like 3 and
Anything? Want me to take his up there?
I want to take this. I want you to take all of that.
I'm going to take this.
Yep. Take everything and see if you can get one more copy of that, so we have 2 that we can look at them.
Are you going to be on the sideline?
No.
He was walking across campus and the thing, and I don't like to say good luck before, and he was just all smiles. I said, good luck.
Who's that?
Sorry.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I went to Green Bay. You talk about nice. I went to Green Bay for the Bills game. Those people were incredible. Nicest people I've ever. I mean, people were like going out of their way. Hey, I hope your experience is great. Good luck today. When we got there, my buddy, I'm with Dutch, my buddy, and we're a little aggressive. We're Bills fans, and the first thing he comes out, there's a air rush down. The guy turns to him and says, I hope not, but good luck to you. Like that. It was, you couldn't even goad him into it.
Sort of, when you've got it, you don't need to flaunt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
So, you said he's an observer guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was like, where did I get the stats after the game? I said, write them on your book. Keep.
The other guy.
I know.
Just real quick, Jock.
Hey, Gabe, are you there? All right, stay with me, because if I get the territory, I'm going to go over this way. If I get him, I want to go fast. Right up the last one. The next one.
It's closed. I shut the door. I'm not going.
Still good here? Okay. Greg Krause with Coach Mike Sartori. Coach, the first question, you're having a great year. The first question is, how do you keep them focused this week?
Oh, that's not hard. I mean, we learned our lesson last year, and it's senior night, and we don't have a playoff spot wrapped up. We win tonight, we might have a playoff spot wrapped up, but we're still not going to have anything wrapped up in division. So no, this is a lot of motivation.
We're having a ball call in the games now that you've gone to an air attack. Holy crow, it looks wonderful. Just a product of the players that you got?
Well, it's comfortable, and as a coach, getting more comfortable with Phil, and kind of getting confidence in each other. And we have athletes, and if we want to make a run at it, we definitely have to develop a little bit of spice in it. So yeah.
Yeah, very impressive. And again, I hate to even ask a question about next week, but kids, no worry about looking forward or anything like that, huh? Love the answer. Good luck, Coach. Hey, can we tag into Sergeant that we senior names as they come out through?
Yeah, I did. Surgery, so I need that because I can see that. If you got Burgard, I got to get over there so I can pick it up. So the mic's out. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Carl Hepner Field as we begin tonight's contest, first by recognizing the seniors who contributed to fall sports, fall football, and cheerleading. We're going to first start off by recognizing our senior cheerleaders. Erin Berlin. She'll be escorted by her mom's Don Berlin and her stepdad, Phil Van Black. She says she'll never forget cheering at New Era Field, and she gives special thanks to Kaylee Kuyava and Julie for motivating her to keep going. Her future plans is to move to Tennessee, go to Mary State University, and study forensic science. Victoria McQuiggan. She's been escorted by Kieran Waller and Mike Waller. She's been cheering for 3 years. She'll never forget cheering with all of her friends on the field. She gives special thanks to Julie for always pushing me never to quit and always work hard. She plans to become a zoologist. Haley Rivera. She's being escorted by Carmen Rivera and Joel Rivera. She's been cheering for 2 years. She'll never forget all the fun bus rides home. Thanks to Julie Troche and her team for helping support her. Her future plans are to attend college for business. Let's hear it for those senior cheerleaders. And now our senior football players. Zach Cooper. He's being escorted by Rick, Tammy, and Troy Cooper. He's been playing football for 10 years. He'll never forget being a part of the 2016 football team when they got to play at New Era Field. He gives special thanks to all former players who helped him through the years of football and the coaching staff and his family. His plans are to go to college for aerospace engineering. Jordan Francis. She's the daughter of Susan and Jim Francis. She's been playing football for 2 years. She'll never forget the first time she kicked and made an extra point last year. She gives special thanks to Coach Saratori and Coach Krenzer for always believing in her. Her future plans are to go to college to become a lawyer. Owen Fred. She's been escorted by Juan Fred. He's been playing football for 12 years. He'll never forget going to the States as a sophomore. He gives special thanks to all coaches and his parents. His future plans are to become an athletic trainer. Quantavious Cleckley. He's been escorted by Milton Cleckley and Taya Betts. He's been playing football for 9 years. He'll never forget enjoying the year going to States. He gives special thanks to Coach Krenzer, Coach Saratori, and his parents. His future plans are to play college ball and go to building school. Cody Leeper. He's being escorted by his Aunt Diane, his Uncle Gary, and his sister Chloe. Anthony Porky Ortiz. He's being escorted by his mom, Antonia Flores, and his dad, Pedro Ortiz. He's been playing football for 10 years. He'll never forget when Devin Eddy ran over Faith Moreland and Taiwan Wright. He gives special thanks to the coaching staff, his teammates, and his family. His future plans are to attend college for sports medicine. Angel Reyes. He's been escorted by Francesca Reyes, Jose Reyes, Liliana Reyes, his sister. He's been playing football for 6 years. He'll never forget how he learned to take a hit by getting hit by Alton, John Alicia, Taiwan, Chabal, and many more. He also never forget the Ralph Wilson experience. He gives special thanks to his family, coaches, and players, and for never taking it easy on me. His future plans are to go in the Army Reserves as a military police, play football at ECC, and go to be a state trooper. Olivia Surma. She's been escorted by Gene Surma and Chris Surma. She's been playing football for 2 years. She'll never forget kicking her first extra point. She gives special thanks to Coach Saratori, Coach Krenzer for giving me the opportunity, and her future plans are to go to college to become a nurse practitioner. Gabe Vega. He's been escorted by Yesia Reyes, his mom. He's been playing football for 4 years. He'll never forget watching the team 2 years ago go to the States. He gives special thanks to Coach Krenzer. Part of the 2016 football team, and we got to play at New Era Field. He gives special thanks to the coaching staff, his teammates, and his family. His future plans are to attend college for accounting. Sebastian Capuno. He's been escorted by Kim Schrader and Louis Capuno. Jan Obrowski. He's been escorted by Shannon Obrowski.
are tuning in, right? So here we are on senior night. It's Greg Krause with Mike Ferguson, Gabe Taylor running the show with his whole crew. Gabe, who do we got today? We got Lee Woodard. Who else we got helping out? Who do we got helping out today? Dylan. Who else? We got Dylan. Yeah, we got quite a crew. I mean, you do a nice job with this. Anyway, so we've got, as they're coming out for the showing of the colors, we're just, here, Carl Hepner Field. Here we go again. Dunkirk undefeated, trying to keep that undefeated season going. They're playing a deceptively talented Burgard squad. And at this point, we're going to stand for the pledge.
By the Dunkirk High School color guard and the playing of the national anthem.
All right, so here we are. Wait, let's see. 1, 2. Do we got it? 1, 2. There we go. So here we are at Carl Hepner Field. Another beautiful night for football. We thought there might be a little chance of rain, but it's held off nicely.
Tonight's officials.
We've got like I said, a deceptively talented. Their record doesn't show it, but boy, they've got some athletes on the other side.
Will be our official referee, umpire Len Camella, linesman is Zach Nakula, and line judge Corey Gross. Our back judge is Keith Adams, all familiar Section 6 officials. So we welcome them to beautiful Carl Hepner Field, and a beautiful night outside too. Not too cold, not too hot, and as you said, we expected some type of rain, and no such thing tonight.
Yeah, perfect night for football. Perfect night. So now we'll see, as Dunkirk, I talked to him. I mean, you got senior night, a beautiful night. They're rolling right now. They've just got a little bit of Western New York love, in the Buffalo News, and Burgard's rolling in after getting beat by.
in motion. Takes the handoff up the middle this time.
Nothing going.
It is their back. And it's going to be 2nd and 11. Loss of 1 on that play.
McNeil, was that McNeil that carried?
Yes.
Number 52, Cooper. Make that Adrian Washington who plugs that middle up. It's 2nd down and 11 for the Bulldogs.
2nd and 11 for Burgard. They are on the 41. They have 11 yards to go. QB Messina under center.
No.
Looks like they might have picked up a yard or 2 on that, almost 2 yards.
Quarterback, he'll pick up 2. It'll be 3rd and 9 for the Bulldogs.
Oh, that's right. The quarterback.
So we got a 3rd and 9.
Coming up on 3rd and 9 on the 43. Clock is running down to 39:38 seconds left in the first quarter. 8:30 third quarter. Man in motion. Drops back, looks, they're going to the air for the first time, and it is caught.
Boy, oh boy, that was a,
by number 7, Carlos Lewis.
I was going to say before they've gone to the spread lineup, but they've done nothing but power run.
Exactly.
And then they pull that off.
Well, that's what you do. Run, and hope that you can open up a passing play, and they're able to do that. He actually caught that in traffic. He had 2 defensive backs on him. Well covered.
Well thrown ball.
Took it all the way down to the 26-yard line of the Marauders. So 1st and 10.
Pretty effortless throw, too.
On the 26.
He just flicked that ball. That looked good.
Well, Coach Kolb said that their strengths are going to be their wide receivers and the quarterbacks, although that's the first pass we've seen thus far. Drops back, he's looking, they're going to the end zone, and it is dropped. It is dropped by number 5, Baines, Demario Baines, wide receiver.
Boy, that was another. I mean, first of all, we haven't seen a quarterback have that much time.
A lot of time,
and he looked. I mean, that was a beautiful thrown ball.
Looked to me like Baines tried to head to the end zone before he actually had the ball in his hands. Might have heard some footsteps on that one.
So we got a little. They're coming at it, and again, this is the certainly with only 2 passes thrown, the most skilled quarterback and receiving core that we've seen so far. Look at Dunkirk's got about a 20-foot or 20-yard, 2 safeties at about 20.
They're going to go back up the middle this time again to the running back.
Nowhere there.
And we'll be 3rd down now. Not much of a pickup on that.
McNeil takes the ball, pick up 1.
McNeil picked up only 1 yard on the play, so it'll be 3rd and 9.
Yard gain, making it 3rd and 9.
Got to be 2 down territory. Yep.
And we'll see what they're going to do here. McNeil comes off the field. And Burgard's going to go for it.
Sure they are.
4th and 9 on the 25. Big test, quarterback under center, 1 back. There's a fake handoff. Rolls out, handoff, and stop. Dropped for actually a loss on that play.
Boy, I got to
I believe it was Conrad Thomas in on that tackle once again.
Conrad always has it, yeah. But I just don't understand what coaches think. They threw the ball pretty well. Even their incompletes were drops,
And, they're not going to gain the line of scrimmage, and they're certainly not, boy, oh boy, they're not going to beat Dunkirk inside.
Sure, so Dunkirk gets the ball for the first time tonight. 1st and 10 on their very own 26. Handoff up the middle, and he leaps over the top. Will he get a first down on that?
Yep.
I believe he did get the first down. Correctly with the ball. And that is a first down for the Marauders. First play, first down.
What do we got, a 37 we'll call it? 38? I don't know, 37.
They're going to call it 36. 1st and 10 on 36. No
Certainly
score.
can't be
We're in the
36.
first quarter. Handoff. Actually, fake handoff. Rollout. Quarterback's going to keep it. He is at the 45, runs out at about the 46-yard line.
Good coverage on Cody Leeper downfield, so he decided to just keep it. It was almost a casual little first down run. Oh, no, 9. Not a first.
Phil Messina, so it's going to be short. So 2nd down and up. 44, gotcha.
Yeah,
Peyton Moreland carried the ball.
Moreland,
He's
yeah.
the fullback tonight, starting fullback.
Well, you kind of miss him sometimes because he's snug so tight. I mean, Dunkirk runs that eye, and they are just,
Oh, and there's a flag.
It is now, yep.
K&L Dabrowski.
So now we've got a 3rd and 6.
Going to take him
at
back
midfield.
just a little bit. 5 yards on the 42, 3rd and 6. So that's the first negative play for the Marauders right now. Dunkirk breaks huddle. I formation, fullback, and 1, 2, 3 receivers out. Split out. There's a handoff up the middle.
And he's gone.
And he is gone. That is going to be a touchdown if nobody catches him.
He won't.
He is down to the 1, 2, 3, and touchdown, Dunkirk.
So there's a 58-yard
Montavious
touchdown
Kegley.
run. Yep.
58 yards.
Boy, oh boy, they just blew open a hole. I don't think he got touched, right? I mean, Kegley is a wonderful yard after contact guy, but that time he didn't
Well, there was
need
no
it.
contact, not
Right.
much. If anything, you got
Burst
a hand on
through
him.
and just took off. And when he's off to the races, there's not many guys that are going to catch him.
And if you don't wrap him up, that's what happens. And give credit to the offensive line. Offensive line
Oh, yeah.
opened up
Oh,
a
yeah.
major hole there, and Dunkirk puts the first 6 points on the board. They're going to go for 2. Drop back, there's the throw, and quarterback is dropped for a loss on that play.
That they had a little timing pattern going on the outside, and number 15 for Burgard, Amarian Viveret, had great coverage. It's like, and I think the sophomore will learn, in that case, throw it up there.
Without
It's an
doubt.
extra point. There's no interception for a touchdown. There's no problem. There's no nothing. I know I'm sure he's been pounded with, if it's not there, take the sack. I mean, it's important, but not on an extra point. So our extra point drought continues. I mean, Dunkirk, Josh, this is like 3 games where we're struggling to get the extra point. I was talking with special teams coach Kackelmeyer before the game, and he thought maybe they'd be kicking an extra point. I think maybe next time we'll see it, although now they're making
Conrad
up.
Thomas was wide open in the left-hand side corner of the field, and they were unable to get the ball off. I don't know if you didn't see him or not, but certainly put a nice little feather touch there, and it would have been gone. So Dunkirk puts up 6 points, 5:23 in the first quarter over Burgard Bulldogs.
You know, Burgard had a nice little 5-minute drive to start the game. You know, flipped the field over, got him to a third down, and then just, that's what Dunkirk does.
Earl Stewart getting ready to kick off. Kind of a squib direct drive right there. And Burgard will get the ball back after returning the ball to just inches short of the 40-yard line. Going to mark it on the 40, 1st and 10 on the 40. Nice field position for them.
Yeah, they've, you got a short squad on a long ride. You don't want to get yourself into a situation where you're trying to play catch up too quick. So they do need another good drive, and if they can't let Dunkirk get rolling because they do have that momentum. Look at those safeties. They got to be. We're used to 11 in the box. Quarterback sneak.
Quarterback sneak by Dexter Lee, and it looks like he's going to hang on the ball, maybe pick up a yard or two on the play. Burgard had a tough week last week against Fredonia Billies. They lost 22-6 as Fredonia continues to roll. The Billies celebrating their homecoming weekend tonight at home at the Orange Bowl, while Dunkirk is here sitting on a 5-0 record, 4-0 in the league.
I'm sure we'll talk about it a couple times, but, I've never more than ever have I cheered for both of our home teams to win and get to that game undefeated.
That would be great.
I'd love to know. I was talking with some longtime Fredonia guys the other night, and they can't remember the game going in as undefeated. Oh, here we go, back to action.
2nd and 8 from the 42. Burgard has control of the ball. A lot of discussion as the quarterback moves his backfield around. They fake the handoff. They're going to the air. They're going deep.
Got him in.
And way too far, at least about 7 or 8 yards beyond his wide receiver. And that wide receiver, number 15, Amarian Vivret. He was open, certainly. He had beaten his defenders.
Quarterback they have
him.
Quick strike capability between the speed of the receivers and the arm of the quarterback. Dunkirk has got it. I don't know how they got behind him. They're playing 20 yards deep to start.
Marauder backfield was a little bit of surprise at that speed. And they come out again. Lee looking to Coach Kalb. New play coming in by got a switch of jerseys here tonight. Caden Speaks is actually wearing number 18 for Burgard.
Boy, that's wide open. We're certainly not running the ball with that. Whoa.
Drops back. The ball's in the air. And just through the hands of number 5, DeMario Baines.
That pass is thrown out there intended for
Incomplete pass, 2 in a row. That's going to bring up 4th and 8 on the 42. 3:50 left in the first quarter.
So now do they punt the ball?
Yeah.
We got so many,
talk about it.
It's a clear punting situation, but so many high school teams that struggle to punt just figure, what the heck, we'll go for it. But it looks like they're punting it.
Well, Dunkirk is dropping back.
Our quarterback is handling the punting duties, which is a little nerve-wracking because it's not a very deep, that's the shortest punt drop.
He does kick it, and it was blocked by number 9 on that. That is Conrad Thomas.
Conrad Thomas. Huge special. He was only 9 yards
Big
deep.
block.
I just before that one, I said, wait a second, is he in the shotgun or is he? It was the shortest punt.
Well, that may have been intentional too. To want to make Dunkirk think about whether or not they're going to go for it or whether they're going to kick. Obviously,
well, it was a genius move because it got him a block
kick.
Great
move. Conrad Thomas making an impact in the first quarter of this game. If you look at the grids on the Western New York High School, Dunkirk's biggest quarters are the first and second quarters of the game.
It's because they're good sports and they don't run it up because they've had a lot of games in hand at the half, believe me.
So Dunkirk with the ball. And air stopped almost immediately.
That was a little bit of a counter. We had started something going one way, and
Yeah, I didn't
who
see
had
the
that
start
ball?
of the play there.
I think that was
Looks like it was a keeper.
No. Was it Odebrowski that carried the ball? Yeah, I think it was Odebrowski, who doesn't get a lot of carries early, but he's yep, sure.
So 2nd and 9 on the 24. Marauders break huddle. Cody Leeper, the only wide receiver. Pitch back, and once again, the big man is going to run it. There's a flag on the play. He goes into the end zone, but there's a flag on the play.
Boy, that was a very nice run. I mean, now there was one where he was breaking tackles and sliding. And that was a wonderful run. But let's see. It looks like they're coming back. They're talking to the Burgard captain.
Well, Keekly is 6'2", 205 pounds, one of the biggest guys on the field. Conrad Thomas scores 6'4", 220 as well. So I don't remember guys being that big when I played high school football. We were all about the same weight, 175, 185 maybe.
Holding.
And if you did have anybody over 200 pounds, they were usually the fat kid.
There you go. Now
Not the case here.
That's a spot foul, so it's 10 yards from wherever the spot was, so we got to wait until it might not be quite as 28. We're going back to the
2nd and 13. Keekly did put up 6 points, but is called back. Actually, first flag this quarter, sorry.
No, we had the false start.
The rollout,
look
and he is taken down by number 6,
I think they're calling
Devin
it a
White.
fumble. Yep.
And Burgard,
that was
a fumble.
That was a classic strip sack. I mean, he came in from behind, and when it must have been that Messina didn't hear him coming, because as he turned to square and throw, which he does very well, he was right there, and that's
Devin White was on top of him. He came all the way over from the opposite side of the field, cross field to pick him up.
So the holding call, which takes away the 6 points, leads to the pass, and now creates a turnover, and Burgard's back on the offensive side.
So once again, Dexter Lee will take the quarterback position in shotgun. 2 wide receivers in motion. Number 7, Carlos
He's
Lewis.
got room. Oh, my gosh.
And that ball will be picked up by Dexter Lee. He'll take his hands on it right there. And he is stopped by number 5 on that play, Rocky Radcliffe.
Did they get no first?
Just
nope.
short of the
Just
first
short.
down.
We're going to call it. Boy, he was almost casual on that run. He had a lot of room.
Yep.
When they put that motion, Dunkirk was in a man-to-man. They followed him across the field, and he had a lot of real estate. I thought he was, like I said, a little too casual. Certainly didn't shoot himself out of a gun. And then even when he came to the to who was Radcliffe made the play, who's a solid tackler, but when he got there, just kind of absorbed the hit and went down.
Okay, they're going to measure this time around. It's on the scoreboard, 2nd 1 on the 42, but they're going to measure just to make sure. I believe it's going to be a little short, but we'll see how they mark it. It is short, so it's going to be 2nd and less inches away. So Dexter Lee has been known to keep that ball as he did in the last play, and we'll see if he does that again. And if it's just a big push against the Dunkirk defensive curtain, or whether or not they're going to go to the air.
Well, they've run the sneak a couple of times already, so I'd be shocked if at least once they didn't run it now to try to get the first down of the next 2 plays.
Well, they got at least one more down to get those 6 inches, so why not maybe try to surprise Dunkirk and go to the air? But we'll see.
Whole new lineup. We got a kind of an offset eye.
Fake the handoff. They are going to go to the air.
and
They're
he's
going to try
hit
to
while he's
surprise
throwing.
them.
That's an interception.
And intercepted by Dunkirk. That ball is at the 40, the 46-yard line. Big interception. Number 42, Angel Rios.
And I know Angel's going to get the credit for the interception, but I'll tell you what, he should come over and tap the helmet of Adrian Washington and
They put pressure all
Zach
over the
Cooper.
quarterback.
There was
Yeah.
a couple of them that just pushed back, and somebody hit him just as he was throwing the ball, and that's what created that duck.
Well, he put that high-angled arc to it, and obviously the receiver.
Yeah, I don't think he
receiver
wanted
is
to.
well covered. He didn't want to throw it that steep.
Right.
And unfortunately for Burgard, fortunately for Dunkirk, it ended up in the hands of Angel Rios. So Dunkirk gets a break there after a fumble, but it's first and 10 on the 45. There's a pitch out, Keekly, and he is up to the 40. He's carrying 2-3 guys with him. Gets down to about the 36-yard line, 37-yard line is where they're going to mark it. And Keekly took 1, 2, 3 guys with him, brought a first down.
Yeah, gain of 18, it looks like.
That's right.
40,
That's right.
13, 18. Yeah, nice run.
First and 10 on 37. The clock is still moving. 1 minute, 42 seconds in the first.
You know, and that's what we're used to with Keekly. I mean, you don't take him down as the first man. He is, it's a gang tackle.
Burgard will be at Alden next week, so they're on the road again. Marauders will be on the road. They'll be at Fredonia Brockton. Big game. 3-man set in the backfield. They roll out a pitch again and a fumble once again, and it looks like Burgard may have picked up the ball.
Boy, that was a sloppy exchange. I mean, they don't.
The pitch on went off Keegley, and he just.
Dunkirk doesn't pitch the ball much, though. I mean, that's kind of they're trying something a little different or out of character, but they're a handoff team.
Well, they had a 3-back I formation there, so you knew they were going to the run, but it just went off. It looked like it went off his right hip on the exchange, kind of a pitch, and he was ahead of the pitch. Just bounced off his hip, caused a fumble, and once again,
lost about 8 yards on that as well.
Burgard gets the ball on the 45. So first and 10 on the 45-yard line.
Boy, what a sloppy exchange the last few plays are.
Dunkirk leads, man in motion. They drop back. They're looking. They've got an open man, and off his fingers, almost intercepted once again. That pitch, that was intended for Jaquez Jones.
How many drops is this guy going to have? I mean,
But I'll tell you what, Lee put the heat on that ball. That ball was moving and grooving, and just went off his hands.
Yeah, he's got to catch it. Now, with all the drops and the things we're seeing, it shows there's a big hole in that defense somewhere.
2 early turnovers for Dunkirk. Hopefully they can put an end to that. 2nd and 10 on the 45 for Burgard. They pitch it out to number 6, Davin White, and he breaks down the sideline, gets the first down a little bit more. He gets it down to about the 36, 37-yard line before he goes out of bounds. Looks like they're going to mark it on the 37, and that'll be a first down on the ground for Burgard.
So an 18, that's a 18-yard run answer.
White takes the ball down to the 37-yard line.
Senior night, Hopner Field here in Dunkirk. A beautiful night, beautiful fall night for football. Burgard on the move. Dunkirk leads 6-0. Lee going to the air once again. This time he finds number 2, Jones. Jones getting out to about the 21-22 before he's tackled.
Boy, that was good hustle.
Nice move. He
Adrian
broke
Washington,
to left.
the big
Washington.
man. You talk about your guys with some size. Our Adrian's about weighing in at about 359, and he hustled down after putting some pressure on to make that tackle as Jones was moving across the field.
35 seconds in the first quarter, and Dunkirk leads 6-0. Tried to go for 2 and missed. Dunkirk has also had 2 fumbles in this first quarter. And Burgard looking to capitalize on this right now. Dexter Lee. Fake drop. There's a handoff up the middle.
Oh, he's
still
got room.
rumbling, still moving, still going.
Number 22. We haven't seen him carry the ball yet.
That is number 22, Justin Putnam, carrying the ball for Burgard. Has a first down.
10-yard line.
Marking on the 10.
And they are on the 10 because they've dropped the sticks.
As you heard, first and goal now. And a big carry.
Boy, they've just gashed.
Justin Putnam, number 22, also plays linebacker for Burgard. In motion, Leaper. There's the handoff this time. Going in to Brian Montalban, and he is stopped. Not Brian Montalban, wrong roster again. I've got it sitting over here. Putnam once again. Putnam carrying the ball.
No, McNeil. Yeah. I'll keep the stat.
I forgot my highlights, my highlighters tonight. So,
and that's the end of the quarter. Now Dunkirk, Dunkirk has done a nice job. They had the big drive. They had the touchdown called back. So mistakes. I think it's clearly Dunkirk has shown that they are a more full-bodied football team, whatever that means. I mean, they've looked good on both sides, but boy, Burgard has had their moments, and if Dunkirk doesn't make the mistakes, I mean, they've got a couple of fumbles that were relatively unforced. It's not like somebody knocked the ball out of your hand. The pitch, I guess the strip sack was certainly a nice defensive play, but a penalty that calls back a touchdown are the mistakes that I'm sure
and
Coach
2
Sartori
fumbles
didn't want.
Yeah.
Well, and Coach Sartori it's funny. It was a little cute. I asked him about the thing and how do you keep him focused for next week? And what's next week?
There you go.
So he's on it, but it's got to be something as you're walking around. You're thinking, you're looking. It's easy to get that. Hey, we need to win. We need to win this game so that next week, and all of a sudden, you fumble a ball or you make a mistake.
Okay, we're getting ready to start the second quarter. Dunkirk leads 6-0. They had another 6 points taken off the board on a penalty.
Second goal from the
Dexter Lee in the shotgun. He's looking. He's got a man wide open. Not so much anymore. He was looking for Demario Baines. And at the last minute, Dunkirk defense came in and was able to tip that away. Looks like number 3 on that.
Cleckley.
Kegley.
He's doing it. He'll do it all.
Playing both sides.
And he got out there with him because it looked like he was going to make the break and just closed fast. So now we got a 3rd and goal from what? We're on the 7 or
7-yard
8.
line.
Yeah, 7. We'll call it the. Okay.
So 3rd and 10 from the 7.
Nope. 3rd and goal from the 7.
3rd and goal. You're right. Tight end in tight, 2 wide receivers. Right and left. They're going to fake the handoff. They're going to the end zone again, and he drops it.
My goodness.
He had a man wide open. That is number 22 once again.
You don't get any more open than that.
And Putnam was unable to get his hands on the ball. He was wide open. Would have been an easy 6. He was able to hold on to the ball. And, in fact, Lee just lobbed it in there. And Putnam, I don't know if he heard footsteps, was worried about but he turned his head and was heading to the end zone and didn't have the ball with him. So, big miss. He's going to see that one in his sleep tonight.
Boy, Coach Krenzer has got to be concerned about how open some of these guys are. I'm sure he'll, be great at adjustments at halftime. But, gosh, if they could catch the ball, they would they'd have a couple of touchdowns.
Well, the quarterback under this time it is Brandon McNeil. McNeil with the handoff to number 6, Davin White. And it
Blow the
is a
whistle.
big pile up. They haven't blown the whistle yet. They take it down to about the 3rd. So don't know why they switched quarterbacks on that, but Brandon McNeil, I'm sorry, was the quarterback on that play.
Yeah, they've done it a couple times where they switched. I'm not sure why. But I guess it's 4th down, so I won't get to why they let that play go so long. That's a way for guys to get injured or penalties to happen. Clearly both sides, they had him stop. So now Dunkirk's got to come out. They got the long field, 11:41 to go in the second quarter, and they've got to come out from the 3-yard line. Cannot have a miscue now.
Curious as to what happened to Lee on that play, why they switched quarterbacks.
Well,
but
he's
nonetheless, it's Dunkirk's ball, and they got a long, long ways to go. There is the keeper, I believe.
Boy, that's a staple that Dunkirk has gotten away from a little bit. I mean, I think in the past they've ran it more because of who their quarterbacks are. They had good, strong running quarterbacks, but that's been a play we've seen early and often from Dunkirk in the past, and so it's a good call.
See, it drives that all the way down to the 12. 2nd and 1. So Marauders try to get away from that end zone, create some space for quarterback Messina. Coming into the game. Messina breaks huddle after talking to coach. Everybody's in tight. Nobody wide out on this one, and he's going to keep the ball once again. Messina hangs on to it, and he moves it down to just short of the 20-yard line, maybe the 20-yard line. We'll see where they mark it. 19, that's pick up a 7.
Boy, we've got Milliman is rolling around. He's got, I don't know if it's.
And Milliman is down.
Yeah.
Well, it's a big pile. There's no doubt. It's just a moving pile of young men.
Yeah, it's a mosh.
It's easy to get need.
But boy,
you never know what's happening.
This is Dunkirk's offensive line is certainly going to control play. I just think that they're a bigger, well-coached, cohesive unit that's been playing together. There's, and you saw it right there. 2 plays. I mean, going back to what I would call, typical Dunkirk football, which was the, a cloud of dust pounded away, except it's not 3 yards anymore. Now I get plenty, and that was a 9 to start and a 7. And both of those are just the offensive line and the push.
So fullback Milliman is sitting up. So he might have just gotten the air knocked out of him. We'll have to wait and see. They came out with a bottle of water for him, and the official's going to share that bottle as well. He's up. He's favoring that left leg a little bit. Looks like he's.
Yeah, it's definitely
something
with the leg. I thought maybe I thought maybe it was his wind, but nope.
Well, it's easy to get twisted up when you're running like that, and it's gang tackling at that point.
It looks like he's starting to put a little bit more weight on it as he moves across.
We'll wait and see.
We'll see him walk that.
We may see him back again. So once again.
First and
10 on the 19 Dunkirk's ball on the 40. They lead 6-0 in the second quarter. They'll start the clock once again, 10:40 on the clock. Clock is moving. I formation for Dunkirk. They're going to give it to Gigley, and he breaks free. Gets it down into about the 30-yard line, maybe just short of the 30. Pickup of 7 or 8 yards on the play.
We'll call it 8. It's close. But yeah, that was again, offensive line, nice push, big haul, couple yards after contact.
2nd and 3, 2nd and 2. On this senior night, lots of seniors in this lineup, by the way.
Yeah.
So it'll be a young team again next year. I formation once again, quarterback under center. No motion. There's the handoff to the fullback. And he is caught almost right away.
Odebrowski got another carry.
Stop by to Mario Baines. Odebrowski with the carry on that one. Baines wrapped him up. It looks like we might have actually lost a yard.
No,
on that.
I think they got the first. Yeah, I think he
See,
got it.
no.
Must have gained it.
First
2
down.
yards. Yep.
I got a loud glare on my windows.
Yeah, I hear you. It's time. Well, and we've been, I cheat. I know. You look over at the lines. Don't try to look at the ball
That's
anymore.
right.
I mean, I've got it down to how you look over and the ref on the far side is keeping that line.
First and 10, 29. 3 backs once again. This is where they got in trouble on that pitch out last time.
Marlin right up. Oh,
Marlin
nice
in it.
move.
He's breaking away. He is at the 50. He's got 2 men to beat. Looks like it might have been a face mask on that too, but nobody's calling it.
Boy, yeah.
Great run from Olin.
On senior night, he looked like his father on that one. Just
There you go.
rumbling and making moves, and that was one of the nicer runs that we've seen. I mean, Peyton does a great job blocking and carrying it up the middle, but that was a nice, he got a little bounce out and got to shimmy a little bit. So the Marauders
Low
are just
center of
moving right
gravity,
down
and
the
he
field.
kept those legs
Yeah.
moving. So the Marauders moving the ball right now. 2 back set. Hand off to Gigley, and they got him right away. Right away, number 56. On that play is Antonio Norwood. He made the stop. We lost about a half yard to a yard on that. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 after that big gain. Nice run.
Yeah, I think 28. I'm trying to go back. It's the hardest part of this is once the things were moving, we don't
Keegley
get
in the back with Oldebrowski. Back in the
Third
game.
back
There's
in,
a
1,
handoff.
2.
And they have got him wrapped up. Number 6, Devin White once again.
But you'll see he doesn't go down very easily.
No, not at all.
And, a thing that's changed in the game is that you are now allowed to push the pile. So I saw a couple of Dunkirk guys dive in there. 10 years ago, the rule wasn't you weren't allowed to get in there and push the pile. So I think that's a
3rd and 9. Will the
progressive rule
Marauders
for the team.
go to the air? Will they stay on the ground? We'll see. They're sending Conrad Toms out wide left. There's a handoff, and he is dropped not only for 1, but it's about a 2-yard loss, 3-yard loss on the play.
So now, big decision. Big decision. Do you go for this? You're on your side of the field. A punt certainly pins them down. You got 7 minutes, almost 7 minutes left. They're going to punt the ball. Now, they did a nice job last week. They pinned down, on the punt. They're short a man. I can see that. Somebody's not out on the field. Timeout.
Cody Leeper is going to go back to kick this one. They're going to call a timeout. Dunkirk will call a timeout.
Timeout on the field called by the Marauders.
And
Once
with
again,
6 minutes, 40 seconds left in the second quarter, Dunkirk leads 6-0. You're listening to Mike Ferguson. You're watching Mike Ferguson, Greg Krause, on Dunkirk Access.
Yeah, I don't think they see us, but I don't know.
You don't
How you
see
doing
us,
on
maybe.
that, Gabe? No, one we wave once in a while, or no? Yeah.
Yeah.
We were just talking about you. I got you.
That's the old radio. You're listening to us. That's how you do that.
So Dunkirk went out. They only had 10 guys out there. They're still trying to figure it out, I think. Now it could be maybe Milliman, who's went out injured. It only takes, the guys that play a lot to, one guy gets injured and all of a sudden the special teams falls through the cracks. But, again, first half timeout. Better to get it right. If it was the second half, I'd have taken the penalty and punted it 5 yards farther down.
Cody Leeper, 6 feet, 198 pounds. He will be back on about the 37-yard line of Dunkirk to punt. Back for it. Number 9, they must have found his jersey because they didn't have it earlier on. Caden Speaks.
Oh, they got to hustle.
And, did they get it in time? We'll see where they mark that ball. They did.
Yes.
Inside the 1. That is just a foot away from the end zone. So beautiful punt.
Yeah, great punt, great
and
coverage.
Great coverage for the Marauders. And Burgard's literally got their back against the proverbial wall here. They'll be starting with their offensive line on the goal line. So this will be a test of the Dunkirk front four.
Boy, I can't imagine. Well, I mean, hey, what the heck? Burgard can throw it around anywhere they want. And they haven't had a lot of pressure on the quarterback except for that interception.
Against the proverbial wall here.
So maybe they come out and throw it. I
They'll
don't know.
be
They haven't had a lot of
starting.
success running the ball. I would bet that we're going to see the sneak.
Okay, Dexter Lee back at quarterback. He is standing in the end zone along with his receivers and a flag on the play.
Well, there's nowhere to go backwards if it's, and I got to believe
Burgard was actually clapping their hands, so we'll see who they're calling against. Burgard thinks it's against Dunkirk. It is against Dunkirk.
Another big mistake.
So offsides being called against Dunkirk, and that gives Burgard a little bit of the room they needed.
Well, yeah.
So early on, the little mental mistakes have not necessarily cost Dunkirk on the board, but costing them.
Well, it cost them on the other side of the board.
On the other side of the board.
They're only up 6-0 because of it.
We'll hold on to the ball, sneak it, and keep it. That is quarterback keeper
down
for number 3, Dexter Lee. He's going to pick up a first down.
Number 3, Lee, right up the middle, keeping the ball. He takes it out to the 13.
Ball being marked on the 13-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 on the Marauders' 13. And I don't think Dunkirk expecting the Bulldogs to be able to move the ball the way they are. There's been some breaks. The Bulldogs have had some wide receivers drop some open field passes. Just unable. In a shotgun, one back set.
Oh.
There's the handoff to their back, and is stopped almost immediately. Pick up a couple yards. Stopped by number 5, Rocky Radcliffe. Number 2 with the ball. Check his Jones. Jones was able to pick up 6 yards on the play. Sorry about that. 4 yards on the play. 2nd and 6 on the 17. 5:23, the clock is running on the second quarter. Dunkirk up 6-0. Going to drop back this time. Pressure's on. He throws the ball high. He's got a man open, and he caught the ball. It is down to about the 26-yard line. He was stopped there.
That was a rocket.
By Earl Stewart.
Threw that up. Stewart was running with him. That's just an amazing over-the-shoulder catch. That dropped right into
his hands.
Yeah.
So Dexter Lee with a big pass.
Jaquez Jones.
And Jones with a nice catch takes the ball down to the 27. I don't know if Stewart could have done much more on that play other than knock the ball away.
Right.
He attempted to do that. Good pass play.
Up in the air, and it dropped out. Yeah, it was a tough cover.
By Dexter Lee. 3 wide receivers broken out left and right. There's a handoff to Jones. The tackle after about a yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and maybe 9. Got an injured player for Burgard. No, he's up. Number 54, Sebastian Caputo. Nope, that is not Sebastian Caputo. That is Sebastian's on our side. That is Damon Virgil. A little bit of a knee stinger there. But he's back up. 2nd and 9, and coming out in quarterback once again, Dexter Lee under quarterback right now. Brandon McNeil. Actually, it's not McNeil. It's Marius Hampton.
Good cover, good play. Boy, Cody
Hampton
Leeper
gave the ball to Devon White, and Leeper was right on him.
Yeah, Leeper made a nice play. That's an open field tackle they have to have against a team like Burgard. Lost a yard.
Nice play to lose a yard. And once again, they switched. That was the third quarterback for Burgard. That was Marius Hampton, who came in number 13.
Yeah, I'm not sure what. Yeah,
So 3rd and 10, and now they're bringing in Dexter Lee again. So not quite sure why they made the quarterback change the way they do. But they did. In the backfield, number 12, Brandon McNeil. They're going to throw. This time almost picked up by the Marauders. Bats the ball away.
Heads up play.
Big heads up play.
I think that was Earl Stewart, if I'm not mistaken. That ball was tipping around, and Earl got his hand and just said, let's get this thing on the ground.
It was intended for number 15, Amarian Vivret. And the Marauders had slight opportunity there to pick that off and get the ball back. But nice play. That brings up 4th and 10. Coming into the game, DeMario Baines again. He will break out to the left. The far right. One back for Lee. He's obviously going to go to the air. He drops back, puts the ball up, and is intercepted by Radcliffe. Radcliffe at the 30, the 40, the 45. He breaks loose again and gets down to the 47-yard line before he is tackled by number 65. Nice play, nice pickoff, and Dunkirk has possession of the ball once again. Gadil Casanova finally brought him down, but not after he broke at least 2-3 tackles on that and was able to bring the ball down to about the 47-yard line. So 1st and 10 from the 47 for Dunkirk. 2 minutes, 54 seconds left in the first half.
Radcliffe has been playing that one of the two deep safeties, and he just sat on that. The cornerback stayed with him, and he just read that all the way and had the easy pick.
Milliman for Dunkirk's warming up quite easily. You can see he's been running back and forth on the sideline. I'm sure we will see him back again. 3-back set, I formation for Dunkirk. The handoff, nope, they're going to roll out this time. He's going to throw.
Oh, he
and
had him.
Overthrown on that pass. They faked the handoff to Keegley. Pass intended for Conrad Thomas.
Yeah, they had some great chemistry
Just
last
through his
game. They had some great chemistry last game, and boy, he rolled out. That was a nice play. They set it all up. Messina just had a little too much juice on that baby.
Bulldogs' defensive line was focused on Keegley. I mean, they've stopped him his last 3 times, and they weren't expecting that rollout. And Thomas unable to hold on to the ball. 2nd and 10. I formation, 2-back set.
Got a slot receiver. That's different.
And there's a handoff to Healy, and he is breaking free for 1st down.
Hold on to that
as
ball.
He gets down to 30. He's trying to
going.
struggle, still going, and actually brought down on about the 28-yard line. 1st down for the Marauders. Nice pickup, nice run. Keekley just
17-yard run right up the gut.
ran that ball nice, the right side of that offensive line opened up a nice hole for him. And he just bulldozed, took 2-3 Burgard defenders with him.
I wonder if, they wide right, slot right, kind of spread the defense out a little bit.
It's set, they hand off. Keegley again, a fumble.
Still okay, throw it away.
Got the ball, they're going towards the end zone and out of bounds.
Smart play, he was in
so
trouble
a bit of
back
a fumble, got in trouble, and Messina just lofted the ball.
Pass is incomplete.
Incomplete pass.
Bring up a 2nd down and 10 for the Marauders.
Look what he was going to Cody Leeper, but Cody was just too close to the sideline and smartly
Well,
threw that
I
ball
think
away.
once he, somewhere between panic and making a smart play was, he got that ball. He's 16, 18 yards deep. As a sophomore, it's
transitioning
going to be
that
tough. Oh,
ball
there we
is
go.
tough.
Look at, we got the, now they're spreading the defense a little bit.
Spreading him out wide out is Cody Lever. They hand off the ball to Keegley. He's picked up at least a first down on this one. He's going to get down to about the 15. He's inside the 14.
Pile's still
the
moving.
13 to 12, and the pile's still moving. They're trying to get him back. Blow the whistle dead, and it looks like he got to at least the 12-yard line.
And it's
That's where
still
the
on
official's
his feet.
standing.
Yep.
Big play for him. Up the middle and to the left of the field.
And that's a Marauder first down.
And that is a first down, as you hear our PA announcer, Frank Durain, and make that announcement. We're inside the 2-minute mark, 1 minute and 52 seconds.
So look, the
Marauders.
11 is it? Yeah, it looks like the 11.
Marauders looking to at least double their score right now. They had 6 points taken off the board on a fumble in the first quarter. Offset backfield. They make the toss once again to the right side. Knocked out of bounds or touchdown. Touchdown, Dunkirk.
There we go.
Touchdown, Dunkirk. Rocky Radcliffe ran that ball in on the right side.
That's why he's on my
And
fantasy
he
team.
just got inside that pylon and made the first down. Some nice blocking. His lead blockers opened up some holes for him, and he was able to move and groove. So congratulations to him.
I'd love to see Radcliffe's carry to touchdown ratio. He does get he gets in the end zone often for the amount of times he totes it. But by the way, he started it on one end. He gets to finish it on the other.
That's right. You can go for two on this one. Messina under center. He hands it to the big man Keegley, who's in for two. That two-point conversion is complete. Dunkirk leads 14-0. 1:30 left in the first half. Two-point conversion on senior night as Dunkirk looking to go 6-0.
So Dunkirk is just, really controlled the line of scrimmage. If it wasn't for their own mistakes, penalties, or fumbles, I think this could be at least double the score. But Burgard has continued to show they have quick strike capability. They could come back. So, we're still, at 14-0, Dunkirk still cannot feel like they're out of the woods. And with a minute 30 left, there's a chance these guys can make a big play. So they're going to, first thing is control this kickoff.
Well, Dunkirk has surpassed the 200-point mark tonight. They're now 209 points for the season. As we said, Burgard came in with 90 points for their offense, but tonight.
So here we go, a little something different. We got Stewart's putting it on a tee.
He's teeing that up.
Hasn't teed it up all season.
As we said, Dunkirk's just went over 209 points for the season so far.
Coming over to get some. What do we got?
He's talking to the
they
coach.
They must have time. I don't know where our 30-second clock is, but
Earl Stewart has put the ball up on a tee for this kickoff.
Oh, Coach, we're down at the other end. We've missed it. Down at the other end, there's quite a conversation going on with Coach Sartori and the officials. Not sure what they were talking about, but it was enough to stop play.
Hold
Stewart
things
came
up.
run over, yeah.
Didn't see that on the other side of the field.
Yeah, and, look, something had to be up.
Coach Colton saying, what's the hold up here? Let's go. Kick.
Oh, Stewart's giving out whatever he's passing the word, man. I'm going to kick it to this guy is what he's saying.
Coach Jason Kolb for Burgard.
Wants his game.
Upset. Wants this game rocking and rolling. He doesn't want his guys getting cold. So Stewart will kick off.
Oh, a little onside
They're
off the
going to
tee.
squib it.
Got it. Oh,
and they lost it.
Now it's
Burgard now has the ball. They get it down to about the 49 of the Marauders. So they tried a little squib onside kick, and unfortunately, Dunkirk could not control that. They had their hands on it.
Yeah, that was it was well done. I mentioned that they brought the tee out. Now I'm not sure if they, why they did that today. In that next, I'm sure that any team they're going to be playing has seen that, and now that tee comes out, and we know it's an onside kick. But boy, they had a great opportunity to get that ball.
They sure did.
So now now
So
you
1
give it
minute.
with a minute 27, you give them a short field.
You gave them a short field. They are now on the 49-yard line, 1st and 10. 48.
Spread backfield again. Little funky motion. Nothing.
Handoff and stopped right away.
And at quarterback
Almost
again,
immediately by number 30. Gabe Vega.
Gabe Vega made a big play, but
Big play.
Marius Hampton at quarterback. The kid that throws the ball so well, Lee, is he over on the sideline? I'm trying to think, do they mix him in? No, now Lee's coming in.
They're rotating between 3 quarterbacks, and right now not very successfully. No reason as to why they're doing that right now. We haven't been able to find any kind of pattern, but Lee is back. Lee drops back. It's going to be a pass, and
Got
it's
his man.
complete.
But it's
Complete that time to number 6, Devin White.
where are they going to put that? They're gonna mark it
Oldabrowski brings him down, but enough for a first down with 33 seconds left on the clock.
on 17-yard pass play.
Timeout. Burgard Bulldogs.
So that's their second timeout.
Yeah, for those of you who are watching this game and not watching the baseball playoffs, as Frank just announced, the Bo Sox leading the Yankees 5-0. I know Frank Perpelia will be very upset about that.
Well, we know, and speaking of out-of-town scores, Fredonia is ahead 7-0, and they just went to halftime.
Fredonia's up 7-0 at halftime, and they're homecoming tonight. We were having our pregame meal and saw the homecoming parade down East Main Street. Well, you were having the meal.
Sorry, man.
Not much of a meal, was it? Pretzels and
calamari.
There you go. All right, 33 seconds on the clock. Burgard with the ball. They are in Dunkirk territory. And Lee back in. He throws. He pumps, and it is almost intercepted. Way over there. The hand of the receiver.
Boy, that kid has a rifle arm, huh? I mean, he just stood in that pocket calmly and then just snapped that ball off, and that was a rocket.
Jones didn't even have an opportunity to get a finger on it, and almost picked off by Marauders backfield. Defensive backfield. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10, 29 seconds left on the clock.
Boy, they sure do run in and out a lot. Now 13 is
They
going
sure
back
do.
at quarterback.
Now back at quarterback again is Marius Hampton. And in the backfield for them, number 22. They fake the front half. They make the handoff to number 7, Carlos Lewis. And Lewis is stopped down about the 30-yard line.
They got to call a timeout, right?
And time is called with 15 seconds left.
They lost 5 seconds. I mean, I don't know what they were thinking. They knew
Carlos Lewis.
Boy, oh boy, you got to.
Reverse, picked up the ball, ran it a couple of yards, but not enough.
No, and it just all it did. I mean, again, I don't understand the play
seconds,
call when you've got that much time and you've got a kid that can throw the ball and guys that can catch, run around. You're running that play. It isn't going to go anywhere. And by the way, everybody in the house knows when 13 comes in at quarterback, I guess we're running the ball.
There you go.
And the clock, and then he went down at about 20 or 19 seconds, and it took him about 4 seconds to figure out that they should be calling a timeout.
15 seconds on the clock.
And they are out of timeouts.
Out of timeouts. Burgard has the ball on the 30-yard line. 3rd and 8 of the Dunkirk Marauders.
I mean, you got to throw. You almost have to throw 2 into the end. I guess you could throw a quick out or something if the receiver knows to get out of bounds. If he doesn't have a clear path, but you certainly can't throw anything over the middle with no timeouts. I guess you could run up and spike it.
Okay, they're back.
Who's at QB? That's the question.
Lee's back in once again. You can tell he wears he's got his shirt up just a little bit. 1, 2, 3 wide receivers, 4 wide receivers. Tight end, he dropped back. Pressure's on him by the Dunkirk.
Got to throw it.
He's got to try to run with the ball. He can't.
Fumble
Picked up by Dunkirk.
Cleckley's going.
Cleckley's got the ball. He is at the 35. He's at the 40, the 41, 42-yard line before he's gang tackled.
Cleckley picks up that fumble. He runs it out to about the 42.
Give credit to Adrian Washington. Washington was able to put a lot of pressure on Dexter Lee. Almost had him in the backfield. Was frustrated he didn't make the sack, but resulted in a fumble. Dunkirk gets the ball in, but that's the end of the first half with Dunkirk leading 14-0 at halftime. As we mentioned, Fredonia at 7-0 at halftime.
So
two exciting games going on, and those two teams will face one another next week.
Yeah, Burgard, I mean, they're a fun team to watch. They're throwing it around, they're moving it, but boy, oh boy, if they just show that they have lost some players or that they don't have much continuity going because they're rotating three quarterbacks, drop passes, things like that. Dunkirk has just shown that they just. I think that the experience and the discipline that they've had really showed here against these athletes. They control the line of scrimmage. Cleckley will run through anything. He'll run through anything. And even when Dunkirk today is not their A game. They're still in control because again they do a lot of the little things.
This is not a good time of the year. This is not a good time of the year to start having mental transition, as you said, transition on handoffs, the transition outs, on pitch outs. Just not good. They've been playing off the wide receivers just a little bit too far, at least from my standpoint. And with the exception of a couple of drop balls, this could be a different score right now.
Absolutely.
Burgard's wide receivers have been wide open. Lee just has not been able to hit them. And even when he dropped the ball, they dropped the ball three times.
And I would say, and I would reverse that. I think that there's more drops. Great job, coach. Not too many seniors I saw. You got a good coming back. All right. Great job by the Dunkirk.
right, so we're going to take a couple of minute break. Get a song on your phone. Get a song on your phone. One of those. It's called In My Feelings. It's called In My Feelings. Really? What I'm saying, this thing costs money. Yeah. You have it? You have it? Okay, let me try it. Let me try it. Oh, is it? Oh, is it? Was it a YouTube? Was it a YouTube? It's a clean one. There we go. Hold on. Here we go. No, it's one of those. Okay, we need a microphone. Yeah, we need a microphone. Right down there. Turn it up down there.
This one, right? This one, right? Go ahead. Yep, go ahead. We're good. We're good.
Saturday. Rangers through.
We're back once again. 1:18 left at halftime. Dunkirk Marauders leading Burgard Bulldogs 14-0. As we said, those 14 points actually puts the Marauders over the 200-point mark for the season. 209 points right now. Burgard sitting at 90 points for, and they've had 102 points scored against them. Well, they got a few more after tonight. Dunkirk before tonight's game had 195 points for and 94 points against. So as you can see, that points against fairly similar between these two teams. And we saw some, we'll hear some stats from Greg Krause in just a little bit. I'm Mike Ferguson. We're back. First time behind the mic in a long, long time with regards to football. So didn't have all our tools with us tonight either. So the play-by-play, you need that highlight marker, which is king. So bear with us on that. So the Marauders making their way back out onto the field as we get ready for the second half. Some updated scores at halftime. Fredonia leads Tonawanda 7-0. Once again, Fredonia is a 6-0 record. Dunkirk sitting on 5-0 tonight, hoping to go 6-0 as those two teams face off against each other next week. So that'll be a big game between Dunkirk and Fredonia Brockton. In baseball tonight, Houston beating Cleveland Indians 7-0, and Milwaukee over Colorado 4-0. And of course, we had mentioned that the Bo Sox lead the Yankees 5-0.
Gosh, one of my problems here is I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different players for Burgard who've carried the ball. They haven't gained many yards, but they've all toted it. Now, passing, we talked about that. They were 3 for 13, but those 3 completions ended up being 101 yards. They also had 2 interceptions. Trying to get Dunkirk, they ran significantly more plays than Dunkirk as well as I look.
Well, as we said, this could have, with the exception of a couple of drop balls and some some exchanges there. This could be a different game. It could actually be a tied game at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
had
they ran.
Burgard completed some passes.
Time of possession goes to Burgard, and Burgard ran 38 plays to Dunkirk's 24. Now, Dunkirk doesn't care if they're going in the end zone. Yeah, if they're going in the end zone, that's all that really matters. But, boy, oh, boy, I'm trying to catch up on these stats. Once again, I'll get that going, but...
See the officials getting ready for the second half down there. Our referee tonight is Mike Anderson. Our umpire Len Comella. Linesman is Zach Nikula. And our line judge, Corey Gross. Back judge, Keith Adams. We kept them busy tonight. It's always good to keep the officials running.
Dunkirk did have a couple of penalties today. Those didn't help. They had the holding call. That took off the touchdown.
Took the touchdown off the scoreboard. It would have been... actually 20 or 21, nothing right now.
And that was a 24-yard, I'm looking back, 24-yard touchdown run that got called back. Again, it was a weird penalty because holding is a spot foul, so they only lost 4 yards net, but the hold must have been 6 yards down the field. Regardless, it was a 24-yard touchdown run that got called back.
Lots of seniors graduating this year, so for many, they're winding down their high school football career in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully, it'll be a few more weeks before season ends for their seniors.
Well, and
so getting ready for playoff season. One
of the nice things is Dunkirk is, they've got a full squad of JV folks, and even though they're graduating some seniors, they've got some good young players. They've got probably. I would dare say maybe they're the best player they put on the field hasn't played because he was injured in the first game of the year, Taiwan Wright, and so he'll be back. But, yeah, certainly losing, Cleckley and a few of the other, Moreland, a couple of big losses there. Let's see if I can get you at least my Cleckley stance because he's obviously our...
Well, we're getting ready here. Dunkirk kicked off first, so they will get the ball back in the second half. Burgard will be going left to right on your screen. Dunkirk right to left. What a great field.
Oh, I was going to 1, 2, 3.
I was standing down there in the pregame, and I said, had we had this turf in West Seneca when I played, I might still have a right shoulder.
Well, I'll tell you, and I was over at, I was on Fredonia's field today at about 10:30 this morning, and it was still, as I walked, if I was golfing, I'd call it standing water. I mean, you were walking, and it wasn't soaked, but it was still wet. I mean, that sod is going to be torn up fast. I think they should play every game over here. I don't know why we should have a North County field and rotate the games like they do in the city.
Well, not only is he quarterback, he's kicking off, and Lee kicks off a squib. It is picked up right there by number 7, Mark Milliman.
So Milliman back in the game. And
he's back in the game, and he got up to about the 39-yard line. We'll see where they're going to mark it. Actually, below that, he got up to about the 42-yard line.
Yeah, they're giving him the good mark, and so they'll start at the 42. Again, neither team has, the ability to kick it deep, so they're just squibbing it and setting up on defense.
This is kickoff for the second half as Dunkirk leads 14-0 if you're just tuning in. 11:54 on the clock, and this will be the first play for the Marauders for our second half. Milliman comes off the field. And here we go with the start of the second half.
Uh-oh.
They're going to roll out. He's being chased, and he does not see number 6, Devin White, who had a sack in the first half, was able to pull him down.
Boy, that was the same look. I had a concern. That's where the strip sacks happened last time. I think the only difference was that the Burgard rusher got there. White got there in time to wrap him up before Messina went into his square up. But so, yeah, not the way you want to start the half, -4.
Aldabrowski comes out as Messina goes back out onto the field. Splitting out wide is Leaper. The 3-man backfield I formation. Just one wide receiver out. and they will give the ball to Keegley this time. He breaks out down the sidelines. He's at the 50, he's at the 45, and chased out at about the 42, 43-yard line. Gets over the midway point, and that is a first down. Very nice pickup for him.
And I loved seeing the fundamental stuff. Switching hands. We got, if you see on the replay right now, we're running a little replay, and not only did he make a nice little bounce cut right here, he makes that nice little bounce out, but then he switches hands. And, fundamentally, that's going to save him a fumble, and it's just smart football.
Peyton Moreland comes out. We've got two wide receivers broken out to the left side. A two-back formation. There's a handoff to Keegley again, and he picks up a couple yards on the play before he is brought down by number 65 for Burgard. That is Jefferson Sincere. Jefferson Sincere with him. 5 yards, nice pickup. 2nd and 5. The ball down on the 39. Sincere had a difficult time bringing him down. Finally wrestled him to the ground. It's a big man to bring down. Once again, tight formation. And they fake the handoff to Keegley, and a big run, first down.
That was, offensive line blew a hole. Moreland got through there quick, and another big run. He's having a nice day for senior night. He got another big run, and but I'll tell you, 3 people tackled Keegley.
Right,
right.
I think he got the ball.
Secondary fake, yeah.
So it was a nice fake, and Moreland's got that nice low center of gravity, and he just pumps those legs and gets moving and grooving. And he was able to pick up a lot of yardage there for a first down and 10
nice
at the 25, 14-yard pickup.
Boy, look at how tight they just packed that out.
It's a tight set. So they're going to go to the ground once again, this time to the big man Keegley. He leaps over one man, breaks one tackle, and gets down inside the 20 to about the 18.
Gets down to about the 18-yard line.
That's just power football. The last, this whole series, just, after that sack, they went right back to the power football, and it's just grinding them down.
Keegley picks up 7. It is now 2nd and 3 on the 18. Marauders on the move as they lead 14-0 in the early part of the third quarter.
Twins right. Spreading them out a little bit.
Spreading them out. Fullback, backfield. There's a handoff to Keegley on the left-hand side. He breaks one tackle and is run out of bounds at about the 6-7 yard line.
Boy, you talk about...
They're going to mark it at the 9.
You talk about having that turf when you were playing. I want that offensive line when I was playing. I'll tell you.
There you go.
Those guys, I just watched... Keegley was probably 4 yards beyond the line of scrimmage before he even had to take a little bit of a touch. Yeah, it's another, 8 yards, just chewing it up. There's our replay, and, boy, see, look at that. It just untouched. That
nice
line
replay.
Is just pushing them back. So, yeah, Gabe, we got the replay going. Very cool.
Here we go. 1st and goal on the 9. There's a handoff to Keegley once again, and he is going to go in. 6 more points, 20-0.
Boy, and that was just we mixed Peyton Moreland in there for a nice little gain, but other than that, it was just Keegley in the offensive line, just knocking them back 4 yards and carrying them 4 more for 8 and 9 yard gains. So that was a beautiful touchdown run. It's got to also just deflate Burgard. They're coming out of the half. They think, hey, it's 14-0. We might have a chance in this game. And then they just got punched in the face.
They're going to go for 2, see if they can make this conversion. Drops back, ball's in the air.
Got him.
Nice catch, and it is 2 more points, 22-0.
And that's that combination we saw last week. Messina to Thomas. Yeah.
Making the score to Marauders 22, and the Bulldogs 0. Okay, cheerleaders, it's push-up time.
There's the cheerleaders on the push-ups.
Nice play.
Let's go. 1, 2,
Conrad Thomas converting that 2-point conversion. 8:42 in the third quarter. Dunkirk leads 22-0. You're watching Marauders football as they take on Burgard Bulldogs. Mike Ferguson and Mr. Greg Krause at Hoffler Field with you. Kopner Field, sorry. Stewart getting ready to kick off. From the 40.
He's back on the tee again. Nice kick.
And this time kicks it off down to about the 20. They lose control of it. Burgard picks it up. He's breaking down the right side, far side, gets it down to about the 45. We'll see where they're going to mark it. They're going to mark it right on the 45-yard line.
Boy, they got a decent kick, a drop ball, and then
nice run back.
5 just, and boy, 5-on-5. Radcliffe made a nice little saving tackle there on the outside that could have just put Burgard back into the positive.
So Burgard with the ball. They're going to have a chance to put some points up on the board, and they need to do so as they are down 22-0. We'll see who's quarterbacking this time around for Burgard. Looks like Dexter Lee's going to start the second half again. He really had a pretty good opportunity.
His stats are terrible, but his guys were open and he had some drops.
In motion, Carlos Lewis. They drop back. They're going to the air as we expected. And ball's complete to number 7.
And then he stepped out of bounds. He had nobody
Carlos
in front
Lewis.
Of him. But that was a case of Radcliffe and Stewart. Is it out there? I think
both going for the ball, ran into each other.
Odebrowski, yeah. That was a great defensive play by Radcliffe on Odebrowski.
Well, and Lewis been able to stay in bounds. That was 6 points right there. There was wide open, but unfortunately stepped out of bounds after the catch. Takes it down to the 25. 1st and 10. Nice pass from Lee. Nice defensive attempt. Unfortunately, they took one another out on the play. Receivers split out. They're going to go to the air again. In motion. Fake the handoff. Actually, they give the handoff this time to number 12, Brandon McNeil, who was stopped almost immediately.
Yeah, once again, I don't know why they're bothering to run the ball at all. All their successes come. They got 131 yards. Let's see if I look. What's their? I got to go back and look because their rushing was pretty poor.
You're not going to be able to run against this Marauder defense tonight.
32-33.
I think they're trying to keep obviously trying to keep the Dunkirk defense off guard, but all you're going to be able to do is attempt to pass against them tonight. So here we go again. Lee in shotgun. And that's exactly what he's going to do. Being pressured right now. Let's go the ball. Dropped.
Just a terrible drop. Again.
That's second or third drop tonight for number 2, Jaquez Jones.
Here's our replay. And boy, a nice rush, but I love the poise. No?
Well, the rush is on. They certainly put the pressure on.
But I'll tell you, Lee was poised. He sat in there.
He sure did.
Sat, took his time, and just has such a quick release when he goes to throw it. Here we go. We got the replay now while we're waiting. He comes. Yes.
Well, you hit the wide receiver in the worst spot you can, the jersey in the hands. Wasn't able to hold on to it.
All right, we're back at it. That was right in his hands.
So it is 3rd and 11 for Burgard in Marauder territory. The drop back. Pass is in the air, this time complete, as it was knocked up into the air by number 26, Earl Stewart. But they're still short for a first down.
So that's going to be about 4th and 2.
Wasn't sure if it went off Jones' hands or if it's Stewart's hand knocked it up into the air. Jones was able to make that catch, but they're still short of the first down. 2 more yards to go, 4th and 2. Clock is running 7 minutes in the third quarter.
And, it's kind of silly. Here comes Hampton at quarterback. They're going to run the ball. I mean, Dunkirk just pins its ears back right now because every time Hampton has come in, they've run it. Now, maybe they'll prove me wrong.
Well, they got men in the slot this time, so they're not going. We'll
Nope,
see. They do hand off this
yeah.
time to number 6.
Got the first, though.
Jose Camacho with the ball on that play. No, I'm sorry, that was not Camacho. That was Devin White.
Devin White's been
I
running
really
it.
gotta hit this.
Left hand, right hand, something like that.
Left hand, right hand. That's Devin White, number
He's down.
6.
He's down on the field.
And he is down. Did get the first down, but hit hard on that play.
But once again,
So here's what we're going to do. The Dunkirk roster is going to be in my right
There you
hand.
go.
The Burgard is going to be in my left hand. How's that?
I'm just, like I said, I can't imagine that Coach Sartori, that the coaches aren't over here screaming, hey, it's the running quarterback that's in.
Yeah.
And, just good execution on that. Cross, kind of handed that cross, half of a reverse, I guess. He was from the slot. I'm not sure it was a hole. But, got a good head of steam now. That would be a big loss. Devin White.
He's up.
Devon White, how do I say that? But he's made a few plays for the Bulldogs today.
We'll see him back again. Looks like he might have just got the air knocked out of him. Dunkirk D is back on the field once again. 1st and 10 on the 12 as Burgard is threatening. Short field now.
1st and 10, have a chance to get a first down in the red zone.
And they still got about 3 yards.
No, 1st and 10.
Right.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
saying
left at the end.
Left
Yeah.
at the end, on the end of it. Tack it on.
Trips right. We got our throwing quarterback back in.
Lee drops back.
Oh.
Blocked.
I think, who was that, Leaper got that or Moreland?
Tough to say. It looks like Leaper.
That pass is batted down by number 22, Cody Leaper.
Yep.
Cody Leaper batting that pad down.
They tried to, that quick kind of bubble screen.
As we get into the fourth quarter of the Fredonia-Tonawanda game, Fredonia is up 22-0. So both undefeated teams sitting at 22-0 in the third quarter.
It is
actually the fourth quarter right now in the Fredonia game.
And, seeing both teams, it's going to be a fun game. It's some evenly matched.
They fake the handoff, pass into the end zone, and incomplete.
I mean, can we replay? No? Because I'll tell you, there's another touchdown. I mean, this guy, number 3 is going to go home and have a nightmare over all these drops.
Well, Odobrowski was all over him on that play. And he really, as much as the ball went through his hands, he made that ball miss right there.
Oh, no, that was the play before, the nice knockdown.
So we're looking at 3rd and 10 for Burgard.
Boy,
Our trip right now with Lee in the shotgun. He drops back looking for somebody opening in the end zone. Nice coverage for Dunkirk, and he throws that ball away. Looks like he was attempting to throw it to number 6, Devin White, once again. White is back in the game.
When they came off the snap,
I don't know if that's a flag on the ground or not. Holding call.
Against the Marauders?
Against the Marauders. So they're going to call it. Holding call. Apparently they thought Devin was held on his way into the end zone. Nice pressure from the Marauders on the quarterback. Unfortunately, Lee was able to get that pass off, but over the head of Devin White.
He took a quick look. I think they had called that same bubble screen, and he took a look, but the coverage was so good out there on the outside that he pulled off. And then once he rerouted, just kind of threw it away. I'm surprised they'll call that. Well, I guess holding is different than interference. It was uncatchable, but
Holding against Dunkirk.
Now that's not an automatic first down. It's a 5-yard hold.
5-yard penalty.
So they'll get third down again, but it'll be a third and
Fourth.
5. No, it'll be third again.
3rd and 5. You're right.
They'll be at like the 7-yard line.
They're actually sitting on the 6.
I wonder if it's that can't be a spot foul. No. So it's 5 yards from wherever the ball was. So here we go.
3rd and 5 on the 6. Lee. 2 backs. Receiver in the slot. Handoff, this time number 12. That is McNeil.
Got 2 maybe.
So it's going to be 4th down and 4 as he picked up 1. They still have an opportunity for a first down. We've got a final. Fredonia beat Tonawanda 22-0.
Boy, how much? I mean, I do think they started at 7. Now I was going to say we're only 5. We got over 5 minutes left in the third, and they're already done. But I do think they started a half hour earlier.
So here we go. Burgard threatening at 4th down. Lee's back.
Got him.
And almost intercepted.
Oh,
Did he
my
catch
goodness.
He caught it.
So-
It went off the hands. Dunkirk defender and caught. Let's see who made that catch.
So Cleckley, so I'm all game. I'm mad about the drops by the Burgard receivers, and now it's a drop by Cleckley, who had it right in his hands.
Not in the air. Looks like Demario Baines. Demario Baines was the guy who caught it off the deflection. Here we go. He's going for Demario again, and Demario drops the ball as Cleckley knocked it out of his hands. So extra point is no good. So with 5:11 left in the fourth quarter, it's Dunkirk 22, Burgard 6.
And it's only the third quarter. I mean,
Right.
we are way behind, but yes, all those incomplete passes do lead for a long game.
They do.
So now we got, 5:11. Well, I guess Dunkirk cannot, after watching that drive, and that was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 play drive. Watching that drive, 10 plays and 3 minutes? No, 8:42, about 3.5 minutes. So Dunkirk certainly can't put it on cruise control right now. They still need to continue to control the ball. They need to score. They need to keep, they need to keep it in their hands and keep that offense off the field because, gosh, like I said, if they can stay away from the drops, Burgard could, be right in this game.
So Lee getting ready to kick off for Burgard. He puts it up on a tee. And he squibs it, tries to go to the 10 yards. It does. Looks like it might be recovered by Marauders.
I think they got it. I think it came out.
No, we'll see.
Yeah, Marauders, yep.
It is Burgard's ball.
The Dunkirk guy had it, and then it seemed to squib out, like it just popped out of his grasp, and a Burgard guy jumped over the pile and got it.
Looked like Ashton Freitas might have had his hands on it.
Let's see, we got it? We're going to see how it works on the replay.
And Burgard recovers the ball.
No? Okay.
Onside kick, and it was actually no more than 11 yards.
Oh, it just made
So
it the
good
distance. Yep.
squib kick.
So all of a sudden, we've got a little bit of a chink in the armor, and let's see if Burgard can take advantage.
So it's Burgard's ball. Slightly in Dunkirk territory on the 49, first
Empty
and
backfield.
10. No backfield in motion. Then he's going to keep the ball, and he is sacked almost immediately. This time by number 75, Joel Burgess.
I don't understand.
Burgess was all over him
Why Burgard?
as Lee held on to the play.
If it was 2nd and 1, I might run the ball. But that there is no, they just aren't getting anything. Any success they're having is through the air. Dunkirk is so strong up front.
And nose tackle took it right off the bat and jumped all over. Joel Burgess was on top of him. So 2-yard loss on that play. 2nd and 12 on the 49. In motion is Lewis. They drop back. They throw the ball, and it is complete on the screen play. First down. Little more than that. He breaks away again. Not one but 2 tacklers. Gets it down to about the 22, 23-yard line.
So the little bubble screen, I mean, he just blew a couple guys up, too. Once he got ahead of steam going, that was he
was rocking and rolling on that one. Leon Donaldson.
This is out to the runner, 25-yard line.
Screen pass in the backfield.
That was Baines, right, that ran the ball? I thought. That got that catch? I'm pretty sure. I mean, he's been their go-to guy.
1st and 10 on the 25. 3:56, and the clock is running in the 3rd quarter. Dunkirk up 22-6. Burgard just scored in the 3rd quarter and are threatening again. There's the pass, this time complete once again to Jacquez Jones, who's brought down at about the 9-yard line, or no, 14-yard line, I'm sorry.
First down.
14 and a first down again with the opportunity to get another one, almost exactly where they were just moments ago. So while Dunkirk has been able to stop the running game, Burgard has been able to complete some passes. The hands of Dexter Lee. Lee in again. In a shotgun. 1, 2, 3, 4 mount, 5. There's a throw towards the end zone. It's picked off.
I think he's got it. I think they're going to call it interception. Yes. Yes.
Yes, it is intercepted.
Radcliffe. Now that was just good ball hawking.
Yep.
That was good. I think Stewart. It was either Stewart. I'm not sure. I thought it was Stewart that had him locked up one-on-one, and it was pretty good coverage. And that ball was just out there floating, and Radcliffe saw it. Made that center fielder's play, made the good catch, and came down in. So
Rocky Radcliffe
stalls another drive. And again, it's been a boom or bust. Last drive, Dunkirk had a very costly holding penalty that gave life to Burgard that led to the touchdown.
When he throws those balls up for grabs, Dunkirk's able to get it. When he's throwing those little lightning bolts,
right?
Those are the tough ones. But even his own wide receivers have had a difficult time. So it's Dunkirk's ball on the interception in the end zone. 1st and 10 on the 20. They will hand off to Keekley, who comes around to this side. On the left, he is down to the 40, runs out at about the 43, 44-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 42.5, 42. Where are they going to mark it? First down for the Marauders. Nice run by Keekley.
Gosh, he's let's see.
Cleckley. Thank you, Frank. Keckley with a big first down, and once again a 3-back I formation for Dunkirk. Keckley once again, and he breaks 1, 2, 3 tackles, fumble.
I think they got it. Holy
And
crow.
Burgard is saying they got the ball again. Keckley fumbled the ball on the 39-yard line of Burgard. And Burgard comes up with the ball. Looks like it was recovered by number 2, Jacquez Jones.
Boy, how many turnovers, this is as sloppy. So here we got a replay. So he pops out of there, nice run. He's got good vision, and then on the spin, Burgard just ball hawks that out of his hand. Boy, I just talked about how he switched hands and effectively stayed away from the fumble. And, he was in traffic there. There was no switching. But
so
you
another
just can't
Dunkirk,
be coughing
was
it
that
up.
4 turnovers today?
Boy, I got to go back. But, yeah, I think, let's see.
I believe 4 or 5 for the Marauders today. And
Well,
we've had a couple interceptions ourselves. So Lee, handoff this time.
Yep.
Motion number 7. Carlos Lewis. And Lewis gets the ball to about the 48.
Lewis will run out of bounds around the left side. He'll pick up about 6 on that play, making it second down and 4.
So that's one of their
Second
more
and 4 on the
positive
48.
runs. Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of the very few times they've been able to run against Dunkirk tonight. And trips left on the wide receivers. 2 wide, 1 in tight. Handoff this time to number 12.
1, 2.
Yep. McNeil picks up a couple. It'll bring up 3. 3rd down and 1. Keep an eye on DeMario Baines once again.
He's been their go-to, hasn't he? Boy, I don't know. I tell you, right
He's
now.
been matched up with Kuechly in that one.
And I've been the one saying throw the ball every down, but I'm not sure. Just pound away twice and hope you can get the first and then go back to work. They got their throwing quarterback in.
DeMario now splits out to the far left. On this side is Jones. In the shotgun once again. This time they hand off to number 22.
He got it.
And it looks like he got the first down. That's Justin Putnam with the carry.
Boy, they've got so many guys that touch the ball.
Putnam takes the ball down to about 46.
And that is first down.
That'll be a Bulldog first down.
As the Bulldogs looking to put some more points on the clock, we are still at 1 minute and 43 seconds in the 3rd quarter. So we mentioned the Fredonia game is done. Fredonia Hillbillies beating Tonawanda 22-0. In Fredonia, homecoming. Tonight's senior night in Dunkirk. There's the handoff up the middle, stopped actually for a loss on the play. Looked like he was stopped by number 52 once again.
Yeah, Adrian
Washington.
He just gobbles up that inside. So now they got to go 2nd and 11. I guess, somehow we're going to get them to throw the ball, and that's where they're effective. So
Washington can get his hands on you. You're not going anywhere, I can tell you that.
2 deep safeties. Boy, this is as soft a defense. Dunkirk's got folks everywhere back.
So Lee looking to go in the air, in motion once again. They fake the handoff. They're going deep. This time they're going to Jones. He's open, and 6 more points on the scoreboard for Burgard as he left Earl Stewart in the dust.
Yeah, that's the 2nd time he's thrown that rainbow that he just ran under. So 47-yard touchdown pass.
What an arm from Dexter Lee. Little pressure on the quarterback right there.
They're going for 2 with that wacky lineup that they use.
Going for 2. Lee keep it? Nope. They got 2. Run in that time by number 7, Carlos Lewis. Lewis took it in, 2-point conversion.
I guess it's only 2 points, but I got to believe I would have called timeout and taken a look at that because I think that the Marauders put too many folks, although you could throw that ball out there, I guess. That funky lineup that they had, I guess it still comes down to tackling, right? I mean, they just it was a nice run by Lewis, but yeah, got to tackle. We got it? Give it a shot.
So things getting a little tight in the 3rd quarter.
All of a
Dunkirk
sudden,
had a commanding 22-0 lead, and suddenly it is 22-14 thanks to the arm of Dexter Lee.
That's a lot of missed tackles, yeah. So, all of a sudden it's a 1-score game. Dunkirk has got to get they've got to get rid of those mistakes. Cleckley already has 96 yards in this half. Just gashing them. They got to stay away from the penalties. They got to hold on to the ball. So we got 53 seconds left in the quarter, and yeah, all of a sudden, I said it just before that onside kick that Dunkirk just couldn't. They can't.
Will he kick it again on sides? We'll see. He had a successful onside kick just moments ago.
Why not? Because their kickoff is awful.
It looks that's what they're like. That's stuff they're going to do. No, he kicks it deep.
They get that ball.
And it is picked up. The 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Odebrowski at midfield, and he is brought down by number 7, Carlos Lewis.
We do have a flag
on the play.
I'm wondering if they're going to call something for that. Nope.
It looks like it might be against Dunkirk because Odebrowski is upset about it.
Now, the only good thing is holding is a spot foul, so they're going to get that return. They're going to go from the spot. But I'll tell you, that was, a great kick. It took the wrong bounce. Dunkirk's in trouble. They got the ball, fielding it with his back to the play on the 5. Turns around and makes a very nifty run. Do we got this? So here we got the replay. He had to take a couple of hop steps and just in really tight space, a nice run. Here we go. We got it again. So there he is. He picks it up. Oh, he's down at the 2. Got it. He's already in trouble before the 20. Makes some great moves. Finds a hole. Good blocking. Boy, I'd like to see that hold again. That just looked like a good block. Regardless, it's still great field position at the 44.
Dunkirk's ball on the 44. 3-back set, handoff to Keckley. Keckley is gone.
Oh, wait.
He can stand, maybe not. We speak too soon, and he walks in.
Nice block by Cody Leeper there at the end.
Very nice block by Cody Leeper. And great control, I guess you would call it, by Keckley to be able to stay in bounds on that.
All right,
here we go.
I think we got a replay. We don't have a flag now, do we? All right.
There he goes.
Ooh, they could have called that, I think.
They are saying he stepped out of bounds, apparently.
Oh, okay.
He stepped out of bounds. They're saying he stepped out of bounds.
Oh, here we go. We got it on replay
32.
right now. Here he comes. Comes around. Boy, it's hard in this angle.
Yeah,
that was close, though. I can live with the call. Don't have a choice.
Big run by Keckley already. Looks like they're going to go to him again. We'll see. Yep, they pitch it out to the left side. He goes over the right tackle and is brought down at about the 11. Looks like he's got the first down.
And more. That's a 24 and a 20. They just chewing it up.
And he's going to come to the sideline, take a breather. He just sat down. I don't know if he's looking at his knee or he's got a cramp. This is looking at his right leg right now, Keckley. It looks like his right knee is what they're looking at. Might have hyperextended it. 5, 4, 3. They're going to let the clock run down at the end of the third quarter. So that wraps up the third quarter of football here in Dunkirk with the Marauders leading Burgard 22-14 after a 22-0 lead at halftime. So, or not at halftime. I'm sorry.
They marched down the first in the quarter.
So, meanwhile,
I think
some
the biggest
concern.
Yeah, I was going to say the biggest play of that is Cleckley's health right now. He's on the side. They're doing some stretching.
They've got the trainer working on his right knee, it looks like, or maybe his calf.
I think it's a cramp.
Cramp in his calf?
Well, they're putting water on. They're rubbing. It doesn't look like he's in a lot of pain. Let's see. Yeah, he gave a thumbs up to one of his teammates who looked over. So I do
that's
think
good
it's
news.
just a cramp. She's working the calf. Yeah.
Coach used to tell me eat a lot of bananas on game day because that'll help you prevent cramps, supposedly.
I have a lot of bananas in the cafeteria.
There you go.
Is that the potassium?
Potassium in the bananas will keep you from cramping, supposedly.
Yeah, back in
I
our
still
day,
do that in pickleball, but all right. After 3 quarters, 22-14, Dunkirk over Burgard. And Burgard will get the ball back. Burgard has resorted to an air game for the most part because Dunkirk has just stopped them dead on the run game. But Burgard has seen some success, which is obvious by the scoreboard, in the air.
Yeah, like I said, I'm baffled by the coaches on the other side where they don't throw it every play.
And here we go.
Here's Radcliffe.
Radcliffe's rolling out to the right.
Mr. Touchdown.
They're trying to strip the ball from him, but he gets down to about the 6-yard line before he's brought down by number 5, Demario Baines. Baines on the stop.
Where are they going to mark that? 8? Yeah,
Yep.
So 5. 5 for 5.
So the Marauders on the move. They need to get some more points on the board.
Yeah, they want to get that a little bit of insurance. With this quick strike Burgard team, they can score from anywhere at any time.
Still have the opportunity to pick up another first down, but right now it is 2nd down and 5. He's going to hang on to the ball and keep it in the end zone. Touchdown. Phil Messina was a keeper. Looked like he was going to hand that ball off, and he just barreled his way in.
Cleckley back on the field for the extra point. Just great push by the
offensive line. Just was moving and grooving on that one. They just pushed the Bulldog defense back and into the end zone. 28-14 with 11:02 remaining in the game. They're going to go for the extra point. Keckley in the backfield, and Messina's going to hang on to it. Nope, he can't let it.
Keckley
with the extra 2 points. That brings the score to 30-14. Keckley carries it in. Obviously was able to get that muscle spasm out of the way. And with 11:02 left in the 4th quarter in the game, it's Dunkirk 30. The Bulldogs of Burgard in Buffalo, New York, 14. If they can hang on, Dunkirk will go to 6-0, and Burgard will fall to 2-4.
So the quick strike, the girls are gone to jumping jacks.
That's
Come
right.
on, they can still do those push-ups. They're better than we are at it, I'll tell you.
Frank Terrain giving the Dunkirk Marauder cheerleaders a break, going to jumping jacks from push-ups. You can hear in the background as Burgard gets ready to receive that. I'm not so sure that Frank would be that easy on his ROTC kids and make them do those push-ups. And here we go. As Dunkirk's Earl Stewart gets ready to kick off, balls teed up. And Burgard is running out of time. Steps up. A little bit of a squib kick. They try to go for the onside. And the Marauders have it. They pick it up.
Wow.
Number 7 for the Marauders. Rocky Radcliffe scores.
Milliman.
Milliman. Mark Milliman runs it in for the touchdown.
Wow. Let's see if we can't get that one, Gabe, because that was a crazy play. I mean, that just bounced right. It was.
He did not even hesitate. He picked it up on the bounce
and
right
they were
into
trying.
his arms
That was
and ran in.
He was just good coverage. I don't think they called this play by any means. I think it was their typical squib kick. But let's see it. Do we get it? No, we can't get it.
Man, oh
that
man.
thing just popped up. The Burgard was way too up front going for the first bounce. And once he had it, he had a head of steam going.
Rocky Radcliffe. You just
Nope.
Nope, it was
Mark Milliman.
Mark Milliman. That's right. Mark Milliman. My gosh.
Hey, and I got Radcliffe on my fantasy team,
That's
so I
right.
want him to score. But you know, I mean, yeah.
Milliman just caught that right in his chest on the bounce and ran that in for the touchdown.
Boy, what a quick! All of a sudden, you know, we
Going
went,
for 2 points again. Will they go to Keckley? We'll see.
Not in the,
Nope. They're going to roll out for the pass.
he was
But
out of bounds.
he is out of
Yeah,
bounds.
Leaper's
The
feet
pass
were out
tried to
when
go
he
to
caught it.
Liebler, but Liebler's feet were out of bounds, even though he caught it inbounds. So with that, the Marauders lead with 10:51 left in the game, 36-14. And the tide has turned to the Marauders' favor.
Boy, and
Nice
just-
job.
What a couple of crazy turns. You know, we went from it's 22-0. We're cruising in. Don't go to sleep on them. Boom, 2 touchdowns. Now it's 22-14. You know, here they come. We better be worried. And then Dunkirk just takes care of business. You know, takes it down the field, scores.
That replay, does that show him anybody touching the ball before he gets it?
I don't think so on the replay. Nobody touched the ball. I was just asking if anybody touched the ball.
Don't
before
have
he
to
got
after
it.
10 yards, though.
But after 10
you don't
yards.
have to after 10 yards.
Yeah.
Can you advance it, though?
Yes.
No, that's a great. I think that you are.
I think it's supposed to be down where you
You're right. If you don't,
unless the other team touches it.
correct. That's interesting. Well, I think that it happens so fast. I'm not sure the officials are even thinking of that, but
They weren't thinking of it.
that's what they're supposed to be thinking, though. But yeah,
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, good call.
but I'd like to see the replay, see if somebody did.
We'll see if we can look at this. Well, Stewart once again will kick off. Will he go for the end zone or will he squib it again?
Well, he doesn't do anything but the squib. It's just where it ends up.
That hits on.
They'll
Yep.
take the That'll go to the 45. I think
It's going to go to 45 because it went out of bounds at about the 27-yard line.
Kick off out of bounds.
28-yard line is where it went out of bounds, so that will be a penalty.
We played a game.
No, they threw the flag on. They're just marking the ball.
No, but I think the flag is. I think it's either 5 yards from the spot or the 45. I was pretty sure you
We'll
get.
see where they're going to mark it.
Otherwise, why aren't they kicking it out all the time?
They are going to pick up. They still haven't decided where they're going with this. Looks like they're going to mark it right on the 35, just about an inch or two from. So 5-yard
okay.
penalty on that kickoff. That went out of bounds on the 28.
Bobby spotted down at the 35 where the Bulldogs take over on offense.
So 1st and 10 on 35 as Burgard gets ready to see if they can.
Boy, it went from a
retaliate with some
1-score game
points.
to a 3-score game real quick. So now they have. You know, I've been calling for it. I've been calling for it all. But now they have to abandon the run. They need to run. They need to score quick and hold Dunkirk and make them at least one mistake. Make at least one
Dexter
mistake.
Lee had Jones and Bain wide open numerous times tonight, and we'll see if that happens here again. Drops back, puts the ball in the air, and this time Devin White who fumbles it, and it's a Marauders ball.
Wait a second. He can't call incomplete.
We'll see. Cody Leeper jumped on it. He thinks he recovered fumble, and they're saying no. Incomplete pass.
I hate this call. He clearly caught it and made a football move, started running, then fumbled the ball.
So they are not calling it a fumble. They're calling it incomplete pass.
Yeah.
Which brings up 2nd and 10
Boy, we have
on the 35.
Certainly seen a lot of circus play. Balls in the air, bopping around, tip balls.
5-2 Red Sox.
Was that?
5-2.
5-2, the Red Sox leading the Yankees. Where's it over? Still in.
Top of the 6th.
Top of the 6th.
Uh-oh.
They switch quarterbacks once again.
Now it's on the floor.
And now it's on the ground. Let's see who walks away with it.
Boy, Cody Leeper blew that play up from the very beginning. I don't know what they were trying to
Washington is saying it's Dunkirk's ball, but it looks like Burgard got it back.
Cody Leeper just came in strong from his right end spot and just blew that whole play up and
as you said,
caused chaos.
They brought in Hampton again. You know they're going to run the ball.
Right.
Every time Hampton has come in as quarterback, it's been a run.
And he just turned on and went. Yeah.
So Lee's back in at quarterback, which usually means they're going to the air.
Yep. Well, 3rd and 15. I don't know if they have a choice. I don't even know why they call that play.
3rd and 15 on 31. Clock is running. 9:52. He drops the ball. Lee fumbles. He falls on it. Could not get a handle on it. Bad snap.
Now what do you do? You got to go for it. You're down 3 scores. You're way in the hole. That's going to give Dunkirk a short field. Boy, I'd struggle to punt this ball. I mean, you might as well wave the white flag. Now, I know you're 4th and 21 or something, but throw that bomb.
Now Lee is still in, but Lee is also their punter, so
remember,
it looks like they're going to punt it.
Last time Lee punted, I made the comment that he's still only about 9 yards back, and Conrad Thomas blocked that punt. I mean, he's not a traditional punt, 14-yard or so. Here we go, running one guy on late. Too much time.
Yep. Penalty on Burgard. Too many men on the field. Number 11 came in for the Bulldogs as Demario Johnson coming in, and he was too many men on the field. So we got Demario Baines, Demario Johnson. Johnson will come off the field, and coming on the field for him is Amarian Vivret.
Now they're 4th and 26.
And they're going to go for it, obviously.
No, they're punting the ball.
Well,
but it is the crazy. Look at how short that punt is.
They do punt. Almost blocked.
Come on, right.
It's going to go all the way back to the 30 before it's picked up by Radcliffe.
Boy,
and nice return considering where the ball was.
Yeah, there's been a couple times that it looked like Dunkirk was in a little bit of trouble, and their return people have made big plays.
1st and 10 from the 50, 8 minutes, 36 seconds left in this game. And Dunkirk with a 36-14 lead.
Both,
22 points.
Cleckley and Radcliffe both out. Let's see, who do we got in it? Dabrowski maybe? Who do we got in at halfback? We're going with a single back, kind of a wing. Look at
Reyes is in now for Cleckley. Cleckley's on the sidelines. And they're going to go to the air. Not wide open.
No, he had him. He was open.
He was open, but it was stopped.
That ball had to slip out of his hand because it was awful. It was a wobbler.
Carlos Lewis knocked it out of the air. Carlos Lewis was able to knock that ball out of the air.
So a little curious, 36. I guess you're trying something. 36-14.
You might as well try some things now.
Doesn't make the clock run though.
So here we go again. 2-back I formation. Tight formation that we've seen all night. 3 backs actually. The handoff this time being pulled in 2 different directions. Angel Reyes with the run. That will bring up 3rd and 7. Reyes now in for Keckley, who's on the sidelines.
So
Messina coming in with a play. Keckley had to be close to 100 yards tonight.
Oh my gosh, she had 100 in the second half. Yes, I mean
100 in the second
129 in the
half
first. So this is interesting because I want to do a quick tally as I try.
Take
look
the
out,
hand
look
off.
out.
They're back under pressure.
Hold on.
They've got him. He throws the
Nice
ball
job.
away.
No, there's a receiver right there. That's a terrible call. Pick that flag up.
Oh, the penalty. You're going to say
He's
ground.
waving it
He's
off.
picking it up. He's going to wave it off.
Yeah.
And
First of all,
meanwhile,
that's just bad. I mean, they've done a fine job, but he throws the flag because he's in the grasp and he throws it out. But Thomas was right there. And it took the coaching staff to point it out.
Demario Johnson tweaked his leg on that. He had Messina wrapped up. I don't know if he stepped on his heel or not, but coming into the game now is Caden Speaks.
This is fourth down. They got
Number
this,
18.
They got it wrong. Oh, there they go. Yep, got it.
4th down and 7. And the Marauders will punt this one away.
Sure, they're going to try to pin him. Last time we saw a beautiful punt that pinned him down on the goal line. And, of course, they let him out of there.
Ball hits the ground, picks it up, able to get the kick off.
Really nice punt.
Nice
Look
kick,
at that.
and it looks like
Cornered
it's going to go out of bounds on about the 2 or 3 yard line. Let's see where they mark it.
Wait, it's not out of play. It's certainly out of bounds.
It's gotta
Where's
be.
he going? I think he just decided to stop walking. But a nice punt, put it right where it had to be. That's
They're down there,
Leaper's
we're
having
up
a great
here,
day. Leaper's having a great day.
I actually thought it was inside the 5, but they're down there. They see it better than we do, obviously. So 1st and 10 on the 7 for Burgard. 7:50. We're still in the 4th quarter. 6:50 left on the clock, excuse me. It's time for a new pair of glasses, I think. Here we go. Clock is running.
Who's in a quarterback? Who is in a quarterback?
It's trying to see who's in a quarterback and got motion.
13 now.
13. He was in before, but it was a running play last time he was in. He
That's
tried
his first throw, and I'm not surprised why. It was terrible.
Tried to throw Devin White, and it was Devin was not able to get his hands on that. Nowhere near him. So they've been rotating 3 quarterbacks in, although Lee has been their go-to guy for the most part. They've also had McNeil in, and now
they're bringing back in.
Hampton.
Let's see.
So coming back in at quarterback, looks like Hampton again. For 99% of the night when Hampton comes in, it's a running play, but he just attempted his first pass. Not good at all. Low snap. He's back in the end zone, being chased. Gets it off. Could it be an interception? No.
That was almost a big catch.
It was seconds away from a safety.
Moreland got up as high as he can get. That is a fire plug that he is, and it went off the top of his hands, popped up, and who was that? 7. I'm trying to find my Carlos Lewis almost found that.
Well, Hampton just got rid of that ball because he was in the hands of the Marauders defense.
Yeah, they're getting better pressure. They know what's going on, so
putting pressure on him. And it looks like, yes, once again, Lee is back at quarterback. .607 left in the game. Lee at quarterback once again, man in motion. He drops back. He looks down the lane. Complete pass to number 7, Lewis.
Pass is complete. Number 7, Lewis. She'll be knocked out of bounds at about the 25.
Number of people thought that Lewis actually stepped out of bounds and it came back in, but there's no call on the play, so they got it at the 25. First down, Lee to Lewis. 1st and 10 on the 25. 5:25 on the clock. And Lee still in at quarterback. Jones Breaks out wide to the left. In motion is White. Drops back, looks, complete to White. White's going to get the first down and more as he has run out of bounds at about the 47-yard line, 48-yard line. They're actually going to mark at the 46-yard line.
Pass is complete to Jones. He takes it out to the 46.
So Burgard moving the ball.
Where'd they end up? 46.
46-yard line. 46-yard line to Jones. This is his senior year. This is his senior year for Burgard. Burgard has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 assistant coaches. None of which made the trip down the I-90 tonight. Timeout.
Timeout on the field called by the Marauders.
Called by the Dunkirk Marauders.
So Dunkirk in a little bit of a prevent, and as we always see, that prevent, it seems like it's preventing them from stopping them. But
there you go.
They've given up, again, they're in front of them, 5:32 left. They're going to give up a few more of those plays to keep that clock running. But I'll tell you, now I'm going to jump out a second. I just got a I'm texting back and forth with Shannon, who I do that because he did the Fredonia game tonight, and everybody's excited about next week already. 22-0 Fredonia. Cologne had 225 yards.
225 yards.
Holy
crow!
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what. Cleckley had my unofficial stats, and they're usually pretty darn close when I check them the next day. Cleckley had 19 carries for 270 yards. So I mean,
you don't want to miss this game.
No,
you really don't.
Day. I'll tell you, this is setting up. I remember doing what I think still is the greatest high school game I have ever watched. I mean, it was an incredible game. That four overtime game, six overtime. 6 overtime. Okay, yeah. It was just, it was tied at the half. It was tied at the quarter. It was tied at the end. They went back and forth. It was exciting, well played. And, boy, now we're looking at 2 undefeated teams at the top of their game.
Burgard with the ball once again. This time it is a handoff. And that is to Carlos Lewis once again.
There's a nice little 2-yard gain that took a minute.
A couple of yards on that.
They're 22. They have a 18 and a 22 or something like that. I'm trying to do the quick math on the passes. They've got over 200 yards in the air. Now, a lot of those are big bombs, but gosh, get it in the air, Coach.
Well, Fredonia had a couple of 200-yard or had a 200-yard runner tonight. They're going to have a tough time against this Dunkirk defense. They're going to have to prepare for him, too. And Burgard surprisingly not going to the air on that play. In motion is White. Dropping back is Lee. He's going to go to White once again to complete. They got a first down a little bit more, and he is tackled there.
35, yep.
That time.
Yeah, they were all talking about the pick. If we had no, we can't get the replay on this one, but yeah, there was definitely a pick on that. Although it didn't look like it was intentional. I know that's a silly thing to say, but I think the guy just ran through the wrong spot, and next thing you know, they've got themselves a 15, 20, 19-yard gain.
Keckley back on defense again. Lee back. He's going to the air. He's going to the end zone. He's looking for number 5, Baines.
Boy. Just missed him, I guess. Bain couldn't find it, didn't drop in that time, but boy, oh boy, this guy's got a rocket
Baines
arm.
was open again.
Pass is incomplete, intended for Baines.
He just throws it.
So 2nd and 10, the 35. Lee still in at quarterback, looking to connect. And they're going to the air. Nobody in motion this time. He drops back. Quick pass and dropped. Hit him in the hands. That pass intended for number 2, Jones. And it was a little bit behind him. Hit him in the hands, and he was unable to complete the pass.
A little bit behind him, but he should be catching that ball. I'll tell you, he does zing it. I'm.
He's got a little bit of power in that throw.
Looks like they're going with the running quarterback.
And they're going to bring in, once again, Hampton at quarterback. For the first 3 quarters, Hampton was running quarterback.
I guess.
Pretty much in there just to hand off the ball. Now in the backfield is
I can't imagine.
number 22, Justin Putnam for them. And we'll see. The last 2 times he put the ball in the air, not very successfully. Drops back.
Double reverse.
Reverse this time, not one but 2 double reverse.
Good discipline by Dunkirk, keeping it in front and keeping him in bounds.
And that's exactly it. They kept him in front of him. Made sure he wasn't able to turn too many corners. And a short run by Jones, Jacques Jones.
32-yard line, 30-yard line.
So it'll be 4th down. Ball in 29-yard line is where looks like they're going to mark it. Oh, they did mark it on the 30. So on the 30. Lee back in at quarterback again. Snap, throw, and in and out of the hands. He dropped it again to Mario Baines.
I'll tell you, I watched Conrad Thomas, though. I was watching back on this side, and I've got a little bit of a screen in the way problem and moving my head to watch that. So I stayed over here. Conrad Thomas just blew up the defensive end. I mean, he ran him over and was putting heavy pressure on, but didn't seem to bother Lee. That guy, he just stands in there calmly, delivered the ball right on the numbers. I should have kept drops today because, I can look back. I do write drop when there's something that blatant. So Dunkirk's going to take over 2:37. They're looking to kneel it down. I think, I think they got to get a first down to
I don't think we're going to be kneeling it down just yet. There's the handoff, and he breaks away. He's gone.
Well, he could get caught.
Nope.
And a fumble.
Not gone, and a fumble. It's going to go towards the end zone. It's in the end zone. Who's got it?
Crazy. It's a touchback. Unreal. So give credit to the Burgard player. Now, Milliman is, oh, boy, what a nice run.
We speak it too soon.
Milliman, and then whoever, number 2.
Wowie, Milliman was on his way before Jaquez Jones said, not on my watch.
And once he got there, that's hard to hold on to that ball. You run that far, you're out of wind, you're going, and he's just
for sure he was gone.
Then he almost got it back. Then they got it back. Scramble. He was,
And Milliman's had a good night tonight. So
he came back from an injury. He came back from an injury.
Right.
We thought we lost him early. Boy, how do I score that one? How do I score that one? That's about a. I got to give him the 30. Let's see. 30. So that's like a. Literally.
Camacho coming into the game for Dunkirk.
65-yard run.
Camacho coming in as Burgard's got the ball back once again. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4 wide receiver man in motion. It's number 7, Lewis. He rolls back and tipped away by Keckley.
Pass is tipped away. That
brings up 2nd and 10 on the 20. Under the 2-minute mark as we are 1:57. Keckley just jumped up and stuck his hand out there, and good thing. Knocked it away, knocked it out of bounds.
Boy, I'm going back. Is that 5 fumbles? Let's see.
It's got to be pretty close at this point.
Lost fumbles, too, because we got 1.
So here we go. 2nd and 10. Clock is moving now. 1:55-54. Lee in shotgun. Messed up the fumble and is sacked by Gabe Vega. Vega with the sack on that play.
Sacked on that play by number 30, Gabe Vega. Ball will be
Bad snap. Wasn't able to hold on to the ball. And Gabe Vega just pounced on Lee for the sack. Loss on the play. 3rd and 15 now. Back in at quarterback, Marius Hampton for Burgard. Out wide is Baines. On the left, man in motion is Lewis. They look, complete to number 5, Baines. Baines cuts cross field to the right. Dunkirk, as you said, did the right thing. They kept him in front of them, kept an eye on him, brought him down, unable to get the first down. Pickup of just a couple of yards on the play. Fourth down and 5 with 30 seconds left on a running clock. And I'm going to guess that Lee's going to put that in the air deep.
I mean, it doesn't look like they're not calling timeout. They're not really hurrying. Are they just going to let it run out and
the
go
This
home?
Is Our House cheer comes up. As Dunkirk will go to 6-0. Fredonia now at 7-0. 6-0 they will both face off at 6-0 next week. Congratulations, Dunkirk Marauders, for beating the Burgard Bulldogs. 36-14. Burgard falls to 2-4. Next week, the Marauders will roll up Central Avenue to Fredonia Brockton, where they will play the Billies. Game, and we hope that you'll join us. Will you be covering it on the air next week?
Yeah, we're trying to figure out. I mean, we know that it'll be on the Fredonia cable. What we'll probably do is try to tie into the YouTube channel, or we're trying to figure out how, we'll make sure everybody has a shot at it. I mean, yeah,
there you
definitely
go.
going to cover it. Boy, I'll tell you what. Let's see. As I do the this was a sheet from where today. I mean, I've got every different guy touching the ball. The only easy thing was I got Cleckley at 19 for 270. I mean, that Dunkirk is usually a nice team to keep stats for because they got about 3 guys that touch the ball, and I just have to be able to get my calculator out for Cleckley. So yeah, he was he had 19 for 270. But Dunkirk, I think the biggest, the besides the fact that they controlled the game, they controlled the scrimmage. Nice sportsmanship by the Burgard guys, giving some kudos to Dunkirk. And, I coached in the city for a while. It was a little different with a Catholic school that I was at Bishop Turner. But, the city schools, you always know, and anytime they could travel to the suburban schools and play in a game with an atmosphere like this, they're enjoying themselves. They obviously haven't had a great season, so they didn't come here expecting to win. You talked to Coach before the game. He didn't expect to win, and I think we got the result we expected, a 36-14 thrashing. I see Coach down there talking to his team. I'm betting they're having a conversation about fumbles and penalties.
They have to. These are some mistakes that can't happen against a team like Fredonia next week. It's a closely matched up team. Fredonia's been pretty good about keeping control of the ball this year. They haven't made many of those mistakes, and this is not the time of year when Dunkirk wants to make this a habit.
Oh, and I can, and it's how the worm turns. I guess it used to be Fredonia was the team that was throwing it around, and Dunkirk was ground. Well, Dunkirk still is a run the first football team. They certainly have more capability to throw the ball than what is it?
We've got Frank.
There we go.
Frank says Dunkirk 30, Fredonia 20.
Yeah, for Gabe Taylor and Lee Woodard and his crew, Mike Ferguson and I are
Here
hearing
goes the
ringing
there
in
goes
the
the
bell,
bell.
and that's usually time to say good night.
Okay.
Well, it was a fun game because Burgard came back for a minute there. I mean, there's been some stinkers during the second half where by 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, we're trying to make up anything, But at least Burgard came back a little bit and threw it around a bunch. So.